What's up, nerds and nerdettes? This is a new episode of the Cinema Asylum podcast. I am Matthew, one of the superhero and sci-fi experts.
I'm Dylan, the other of the superhero and sci-fi experts.
I am John Thompson, the action and animation expert.
I am Garrett Russell, the Indian drama expert.
And Paul is not here yet. He is on his way.
Yep, he'll be back
Gosh,
in time
Paul.
for the main topic.
Which, the main topic is not Star Wars.
The other side.
Yes.
The other side.
We're going to space out on this one. Well, we're going to try not to space out. We're going to try to keep this on track. This is Star Trek.
Star Trek.
I'm at 365.
That's the Asylum version of Star Trek.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on the person.
I'm referring to Asylum Studios, in case of any.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The people who make the timeless
Movies like
classics
Sharknado.
of the rip-offs and all that stuff.
Oh, right.
We were going to do this episode for First Contact Day, but we had to cancel that episode, so we are doing it now. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm not going to lie to you. I am excited, but also I know that Dylan is scared to death.
Yeah.
Which this means this episode is going to be extra fun because this is going to be first time watches for me on all the Star Trek movies. So, guys, don't kill me.
Now, I have not, unfortunately, I didn't have time to watch every. I've seen it almost if not more than half of like all the Star Trek movies. I've seen a good portion of them, just not all of them. Of the ones that I have seen, I'm gonna rank them. But the ones I have not seen, just to get this out of the way, I have not seen Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. I haven't seen Generations. I haven't seen Insurrection, and I haven't seen Nemesis.
Okay.
Those are the ones I haven't seen.
Yeah. Dylan has not seen Nemesis. Let me throw that one out there. It's the only one I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And I've not heard very great things about Nemesis either.
Paul's the big Star Trek nerd here. I think we might actually see the Harvester come on screen.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get throttled 100%. He's going to be mad.
And I thought I was going to get throttled.
Plot twist, he pulls out a knife and starts stabbing you right on screen. He drags you onto the table and starts stabbing you.
Well, if I say atrocities.
So, before we talk about what movies we watched this week, I have a quick announcement that I would like to make.
Okay.
So, for those of you guys who already pretty much told you guys before, I'm a huge Phineas and Ferb fan. I love the show. So, I'm planning on, from the month of May to August, to review every single season of Phineas and Ferb leading up to the new season, whatever comes out in 2024. So I'm planning to review either at home or here in the podcast. So yeah, I'm going to talk about all the season from season 1 to season 4 leading up to the revival. So I'm hoping to start in May to August. So we're going to have the best summer day ever with my Phineas and Ferb reviews. So stay tuned.
Well, I'm thinking about it before I forget, because I would tell you guys on the chat later, but I might forget. If there's something you guys want to review that I haven't planned, just let me know so you guys can come over and review it. Because obviously there's movies that I don't see that you guys see.
Oh,
So if there's something I don't have planned, just let me know so you guys can review it.
I have.
What?
Bad Batch and 97. Granted, we did 97.
Yeah, we did 97.
Asshole.
Bad Batch, I had 3 seasons to watch and I didn't have time.
Well, I also want to review Invincible, but we actually never talked about that. But
Yeah, we never talked about that.
We're doing one for the boys though.
I'll let you guys do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're doing one for the boys though.
Still
yeah.
need to get
Maybe
caught
not
up with
John.
the boys.
Yeah, I'm sitting out on that too. I'll let you guys.
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking about watching it, but at the same time, I
It's
heard
not
there's
for
a
you.
lot of... It's not for me.
It's not for you.
Probably not for you.
John,
Oh, okay.
John,
Safe to
I'm
say.
sitting out on this. If I'm sitting out, you're definitely not going to want to.
Yeah.
on the boys.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
really
darn,
get it
because
on
I
the
heard
boys.
lots of
I'm
great
gonna-
things about it.
Uh,
And
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
It's amazing.
I didn't watch
It
Game of
really
Thrones for the
Yeah.
same reason.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which makes me really upset because one of my favorite jokes in all of TV history is in the most sexual episode of The Boys.
Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
It's my I reference it at least once a week.
One more thing before we get started. We are starting to make Facebook events for episodes we have planned out. As more of a promotion for you guys, so you can see like what we're doing. July 7th, 7/7, we are doing a James Bond ranking of all 25 James Bond movies. It will fall on a Sunday, so it will be a live event.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da.
And then we have a 3-part episode. This will not be the main episode. We will be doing double episodes those weeks, as Dylan freaked out earlier. He thought it was going to be the main episode. So
No, it's not that I thought it was going to be the main episode. I thought you were saying that we should be doing. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
there will be a 3-part episode called The Suck Zone. Week 1 will be talking about the Sharknado movies. Week 2 will be other tornado movies, Supercell, Into the Storm, stuff like that. And then week 3 will be the Twisters review. Like I said, this will not be the main episodes. These will be like non-essential bonus episodes. But if you're a tornado fan, you're not going to want to miss these.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know on the James Bond one so I can watch all the movies with you.
July 7th. So figure out how to watch them before then.
We're watching
I
them all
believe
on July
that
7th.
A lot of them are on Amazon Prime, if I'm
Yeah.
And MGM Plus, I think.
which
Right?
Which is the Amazon is.
Yeah.
Amazon knows.
Oh boy, I guess I got more movie homeworks to do. Crap.
And
I thought it was a separate thing.
if
What the-
you guys don't have Amazon Prime for some reason, I have every single one on Blu-ray.
Now,
So-
Okay.
the way I watched some of the Star Trek movies was on Max. I thought they were on Paramount.
Yeah, I
Plus,
thought they
which
would have been. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
looked on there was like none of them are on here. And then I looked. Why are they on Max? That
Yeah.
Just doesn't
Same with the DC stuff. They're everywhere now, instead of on Max.
Yeah.
But
Very strange.
yeah, we're about to. That's what we got planned. Obviously, we have Furiosa review next week.
Can't wait.
Let's go. Can't
And,
wait.
I
I got so excited, I hit the microphone by accident.
We're gonna rank the Mad Max movies when we do that
Yes.
during the review.
Nice.
And then the only other review we have coming up that I know of in the foreseeable future is My Adventures with Superman Season 2. The rest of the movies that I know of are in July. Like Twisters, Deadpool. That's all in July. I don't know what's coming out in June.
July's gonna be a good month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's like a month period. It's like every week it's like I think it's Twisters, Deadpool, Borderlands, then Alien week after week.
I have no faith in Borderlands. I have no faith in it whatsoever.
I think it's gonna
I'm
be fun.
curious. I like Jack Black as Claptrap. I'm really
That's
excited.
about the only thing that has me interested in it.
I'm really
'Cause
curious about it.
I'm not an Eli Roth fan at all, and I feel like he's trying to be James Gunn when he's not.
I can kind of see that he's trying to be James Gunn.
I mean, the trailer
see it.
looks like the
Suicide Squad.
The second Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Or,
That's what a lot of
and
people
also
said,
Guardians.
yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, like an R-rated Guardians. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna start jumping into movies we've seen this week. Who wants to go first?
I'm going last.
Okay. I can go ahead and go first, if
Go.
that's okay with you. Okay. So that way we can make this a little bit faster. So I finished my Star Trek movies with the reboot trilogy. Finished that. So I got to watch all of them in a month. Miracle that I watched all of it.
there's a lot.
Then I got to watch Mad Max Fury Road.
Have you seen it before?
No. It was
Oh my god.
How do
it
you
was
like
my
it?
it was my first time watching it, and I love it.
Nice.
I
Alright.
love it.
That's all
Paul
twice
said the
on it.
film is stupid. It's not stupid. It's an action movie
badass.
masterpiece. Yeah, it's amazing.
It is my 19th. Sorry, I've cut you off.
No, it's okay.
It's my 19th top movie of all time.
Yeah, it's
Fucking-
great.
It's fucking incredible.
I love it. I love the villain. I love the cast. I love the action scene. The car
Mediocre.
yeah, the car chases was brilliant. Loved it. Then I got to see two new movies in theaters. Me and my family, we went to go see Unsung Hero.
I've heard about that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I went this movie completely blind, not knowing
I have
not
no
knowing
idea
what this
what
movie
it's about.
actually was about, which was a good thing because the movie that I watched, my family and I, we loved it. It was a great film, and I know Matthew, I think you would love it too. It is amazing. That's pretty much my type of films that I really love is faith-based films. It's not very preachy. No, really, it's not very preachy. It's a great film that you guys should totally check out.
Cool.
But the one movie I was really excited to see was If. Now, before I give you my thoughts on the movie, let's get to this out of the way. Will kids enjoy it? Yes, the kids will love this movie. But watching this whole film, I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. I read the Rotten Tomatoes score after the film was over, and immediately I thought to myself, I don't get it. Why do critics don't like this movie? And I'm not the only one that loved this film. John Campea loved the film. Sean Chandler loved the movie. Zach Poe loved the movie. They were YouTubers. And audience score was very positive.
I think I think the critics are mainly uh, criticizing like from what I've read, most people most normal people have seen the movie are getting into it because of the emotional aspect of it. I think critics are mainly just criticizing like the logical part and maybe how I haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
But that's what I've gathered. It's like critics are looking at it a different way than what the emotional side of the story is.
You'll really like it. It's an amazing movie. I personally think that
I like John Krasinski a lot.
Yeah,
Yes,
which I
yes.
need to watch the Quiet Place movies. I heard it's so good.
It's kind of I've said this. I think I said this a couple times before, but so we have another Quiet Place movie coming out like pretty close to after this one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
two sides of Krasinski.
But to get to my quick review, I thought the film was just wonderful. The characters were so charming. Even the main actress, she was brilliant. Love her in this movie. Everyone gave great performances. Steve Carell that plays the purple character,
I think
Blue.
It's called Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, which is funny because he's not Boo, he's purple, but it's still hilarious. But he's Steve
Yeah.
Carell. He's hilarious. But he was wonderful in the film. I absolutely loved it. Visuals was just beautiful to look at. And also, it could be extremely emotional, and something that the kids should totally check out and to talk to their parents more about is the tough struggles that they would talk about, which I personally think it's a very important movie that they should totally check out. But yeah, everyone did such a wonderful, wonderful job. Even John Krasinski, not just the director, but actor who was in the movie, he was also pretty great. Everyone gave great performances. So honestly, if there's one movie where I say I don't understand the hate, this is the one I don't understand the hate. It's like Die Hard with a Vengeance. Why do people dislike that movie? I don't know. It is weird.
I literally didn't even know that movie.
I know,
wasn't
it's weird.
because it's like everyone's second favorite Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I personally think that if the movie does not quite do well at the box office, I do think in the upcoming years this film is going to be a cult classic.
I feel like it's gonna do what Elemental did last year.
Yeah,
where
I agree.
At first, I do think because audiences for the most part have really enjoyed the film. So I think
Yeah,
Elemental took a while to get momentum, just because Elemental came out at a very like crowded time.
yeah,
Yeah.
And eventually caught on. I think that will happen to If
yeah,
in some extent.
right. So and I'm not going to say it's John Krasinski's best movie because I haven't seen the Quiet Place movies yet, which which
So you
yeah.
don't know what Krasinski can really do.
No,
Yeah,
he
and
doesn't.
like I said, I'm not into horror, but that's the one horror franchise I'm really
Quiet
interested
Place
in.
Works on a level where even if you aren't maybe into horror as much,
You'll still appreciate it.
there's still a lot of great things about both movies so far.
I got a
Yeah.
good, I
And
got,
hopefully
I
with,
got a good
continued
feeling I'm
on.
gonna love this movie.
It fits in more with like alien type horror than
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
more
like
for
and
the
I.
thrill.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But yeah, but I love the idea of also a movie in sign language. That's a great idea for a concept.
It is.
Yeah. But overall, I love the movie. I gave it a full 10. I had a wonderful time. I thought it was a great film. So please don't miss out on If. Go see it. It's amazing. Loved it.
Right on.
Is that all?
Yep, that's it.
I'll go ahead and go next.
Yep.
Time myself here just to make sure we don't go too over.
Yeah, John
Um,
was right on it. He was within a minute.
Yeah.
Thank
really
you.
well done.
Thanks so
So
much.
I have, in terms of what I've seen the past couple weeks, I know I wasn't here last week for the epic horror and drama. Got to see the re-releases of the Spider-Man movies. They're still going strong with the Spider Mondays, and I got to see Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 in the theater. Overall, like, I really still enjoy the first Amazing Spider-Man. It has problems for sure, and it's not going to be it's never going to be as iconic or beloved as the first couple of Raimi movies, but there's still so much I enjoy about it. I love, Andrew Garfield's, I don't care what anyone says, he's my favorite
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yes. Holy crap.
Yes.
The second one, as much as I do like certain parts of it, it is a hot mess of a movie. It
Yeah.
really is. There's no wits, ands, or buts about it. Now there's a lot of good, like I said, there's things to really enjoy about it. And I think the best thing about these movies is And the thing that I think these two movies have that I don't think any other comic book movie has given me is a romance that you care about more than the superhero stuff.
Okay, yeah,
The Peter and Gwen stuff is, I think, the thing that really makes these movies stand out above from the others. I just love their romance together.
That and the cinematography in the second one.
Yeah, and both movies have great, effects in terms of how Spider-Man's swinging. But yeah, two I think is, I would say would be, I mean, Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are tied for my least favorite Spider-Man movies with Spider-Man in it. Not talking about like the current Sony stuff, which doesn't have Spider-Man.
No.
That's like a whole other universe. But yeah.
For now.
Yeah, those are my thoughts. For now, we'll see. Next up, I got to see, in preparation for the new Planet of the Apes movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I watched the Apes trilogy again. I mean, I don't understand why this trilogy is not talked about like in the same level as some of the greatest trilogies ever. Like, this is one of my all three of those movies I think are fantastic.
Yes.
Now, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I don't think quite reaches the level that the other two do, that were directed by Matt Reeves, but it's like the movie set almost a perfect benchmark for those movies. You have to give it credit for it. And watching Rise again, it just everything. The movie's so well paced as well. Like, the pacing is damn near flawless, and there's so much information that's told in such a good amount of time, and it builds up the character of Caesar so well, and it builds up the world. Fantastic movie. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is one of my favorite movies of all time. I thought watching Rise again, you can tell that the CG wasn't, may not be like the level as it is now, but Rise still looks great. Going from Rise to Dawn, when you watch them back to back, is like, it's almost spellbinding. Like, how great the CG is improved in Dawn, especially with the first shot you see in the film, zooming out from Caesar's eyes as, he's about to, it's the opening scene where they're hunting in the woods and he's got his hand up and it zooms out and there's all those apes behind him. I mean, I don't understand how the current MCU has CGI, how it looks, and in 2014 they were doing shit like that, and it looks amazing.
Interstellar 2014.
Yeah,
because they don't pay
and
their people.
I really hope that Kingdom or one of these new Apes movies, because I know they're planning a bunch of them still. They need to give the Oscar to one of them, because I mean, it's time. So, I love Dawn, love War 2. I personally prefer Dawn a little bit more, but I absolutely adore War. It closes out the trilogy of Caesar perfectly. And I loved Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes too.
Me too.
I think it sets up a new story. It creates new characters to enjoy, and it advances the lore and the ideas that were established with the last three movies in a way that makes you want to see more from the new ideas that Kingdom presents. And I love the new characters. I love Noah, the main character.
Me too.
Loved Proximus Caesar, who is played by Kevin Durand, who is becoming one of my new favorite actors out of nowhere. And
He's fucking amazing.
Then, in preparation for the main topic tonight, I rewatched Star Trek II at the con. Still love it. Still one of the great sequels of all time, and it's the movie. Honestly, so many great sequels now, I think, are influenced by movies like Wrath of Khan. Then I watched for the first time. I hadn't seen this before. Star Trek: First Contact, which many people consider the best of the Next Generation movies, and I can definitely see why. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't have the same level of attachment to Next Generation that that I do with the original cast and the original crew, but I still really enjoyed First Contact a lot. As a great story, has great character dynamics to it. And Then I watched on Max. They got a new Kevin Spacey documentary series by the same people. Well, the same group that did the Quiet on Set documentary. And it's kind of shocking.
Same people, huh?
Well, not. I don't know if it's made by the same like directors or showrunners, but it definitely feels like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of information that I didn't know. Some of it I already heard about before about Kevin Spacey and his past, but
Right.
I mean, there's some people coming out and wanting him to come back.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, count me out on for that.
We won't get to that.
I would prefer that to never happen.
Yeah.
And then I recently bought this Blu-ray, Nosferatu, 1922. One of the greatest movies of the silent era. And honestly, whenever people think of silent horror movies, Nosferatu is like literally the first thing people think of.
Yeah.
And I watched it on Blu-ray because there's so many. You can watch it pretty much everywhere, but usually it's in really crappy quality and it's in black and white. I got the Blu-ray because it's probably the best quality scan of the film that you can watch. It's the Kino release, and it looks incredible. It has the color schemes attached to it, where a lot of times you'll watch it in black and white, and scenes that are supposed to take place at night are obviously shot during the day. But when you watch it with the color schemes, like the oh wow. But
You
I'll
forgot to
finish
start
this
with your
out.
phone. Shit.
Forgot to do that. Shit.
That's okay.
But yeah, this color schemes for night or this bluish color, and it helps the storytelling better because obviously during that time they had so many limitations. So still, if you've never seen Nosferatu and you're weary about old movies like that, I would still check it out.
So you want me to go next, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I really need to save one of my things for Paul.
We might end up on you a little bit before Paul gets here, like in a few minutes. So
I'll just have to make that movie the very last
That's
thing
what
I
I was
talk
gonna
about.
I can always go a little bit longer, maybe a minute or two longer to try to counteract.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna try to stretch it so I can make sure that
time.
he's here.
I rewatched Dune Part 1 and 2. I did it how I should do it. I watched it all in one sitting.
Yes.
There you
yeah.
go.
Part 2 was even better the second time.
Good.
I believe it. I believe it.
I'm not going to go over the Star Trek movies because I'm going to wait for the episode. I watched all of them this week.
Right.
I didn't remember any of the originals, really.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen the remakes quite a few times, at least Into Darkness in 2009. But I didn't remember any of the old ones. Yeah, Dune Part 2 was even better the second time. I still think it might, counting it as one movie, I still think it might end up being my number one movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Going to indie film, I watched Attack of the Corn Zombies.
Okay.
I actually didn't hear.
Okay.
I know someone who worked on that.
Delilah was in it.
Oh yeah, she was, wasn't she?
I think this was her best work.
I think there's two people then.
Yeah, I think this was Delilah's best work. I told her that. I tagged her in a post. Dylan, you're gonna like this movie.
Yeah.
It's set in the '60s, and like there's a lot of references that'll make you green with excitement.
I'm sure. I'll be smiling from ear to ear.
It's really well done. I think you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
Cheesy, like 60 campy horror movie.
Where'd you watch it?
It's free on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Rewatched Interstellar.
Figures.
Again.
I already know what other movie you watched.
Yep. I rewatched Twister.
Of course.
Big surprise.
How many
Yeah,
times?
figures.
Yeah.
Totally not my
surprise.
fourth time this year.
Wait,
4? Really?
Yeah.
That low?
4?
Yeah.
I swear you watch that like every week.
Exactly.
No, it's only
I'm
been 4.
surprised.
Okay.
Are you in love with a tornado?
No.
With the
You wanna
Twister.
Get sucked up by one? Get sent straight to hell.
I actually I think I'm gonna start doing a separate video like on short films I watch. I'm gonna start doing like little reviews. But we're actually doing one later. We won't say what, but
Yeah, you'll
This
just have to watch.
yeah, this one I will mention for you, Dylan. It's called Backspace. It's about hunting for black holes, but everything is a Star Wars vibe, like the music, the costumes,
Oh, okay.
and like there's a little robot. It's kind of looks like a Sith probe droid, and he like teams up with this guy as they're hunting for this black hole, and they're looking for this other ship, and they find it, and I guess like the bad guys are like, it's called a Falcon 5, and he's like, please don't be a Falcon 5, please don't be a Falcon 5. It's a Falcon 5, and the little robot's like, well, we're effed.
So is it like a comedy?
No, it's like a super serious. It's like a sci-fi thing, but it's kind of like got like comedic elements.
Okay.
There's 3 of them total on YouTube.
Okay.
There's Backspace, Backspace Returns, and Backspace Forever. I have not watched Forever yet. Forever came out like 3 weeks ago, and then the last movie I'll mention. I'll try to put this out a little bit so we can fill out time. I rewatched Lisa Frankenstein today.
What'd you think?
It's even better than the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I still need to watch it.
Oh, it's good.
It definitely
Oh.
fits in with Beetlejuice as like the quirky like
Yeah.
80s comedy horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really thinking Catherine Newton's becoming one of my new favorite actresses.
She's
Yeah.
nailing it.
She's really good.
At first, because the first movie I saw her in was Paranormal Activity 4, and that was not a good first impression.
I've not
Just-
seen that.
It's don't watch it.
I
It's
think the
bad.
first thing I seen her in was Quantum Mania, which she did
I've
okay
seen-
in.
I saw the first time I really paid attention to her was in Freaky. And
I've
she
not
was-
seen that
she was
yet.
great
I
in
haven't seen
Freaky.
it
She
yet.
was great in Freaky.
That's on my list to watch
so,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her in Detective Pikachu for the first time.
Yeah, that was not a good impression either. She
What? It was
well,
good.
no, I like the movie, but her character,
She was
I did
written
not-
weird.
yeah, she was.
Yes.
She did
I-
not really work for me. That character.
I've not seen that either.
You haven't seen Detective Pikachu?
No.
It's
not
good.
bad. It's
Okay.
one
You
that-
would like it. It's really
it's one
good.
of the-
It
it's
looks
one of the
really good,
few-
too.
It's one of the few like entertaining video game movies. Well,
Yeah.
before now, where
Yeah, before the boom where they got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned before, but if you're new to the episode, I'll mention it again. I never know until I watch this movie that I need a musical number to "I Can't Fight This Feeling" by REO Speedwagon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so good. I can't fight this feeling anymore. And just like that, we just lost all our subscribers after I started singing.
Oh dear.
But-
Honestly, I was just super down for it in general because I like Catherine Newton and I like Cole Sprouse. I like the premise, everything about it.
Yeah.
As soon as I started watching it, they sold me with the peach rings.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk much about throughout the year about my rankings of what's going to be my top movies of the year. But I
I'm
will
gonna
say,
save those.
Huh?
I'm gonna save those too.
yeah, I'll save that for our end of the year live stream. But I will say, it has moved up to second place in terms of full length
Lisa
movies.
Frankenstein
Really?
is
Yeah.
Second now.
Uh,
Wow.
Because I believe I've seen 10 full length movies this year so far.
Okay. Okay.
Number one, Madam Web.
No, dude.
No,
Thank
that was number
God.
3.
No, actually, Madam Web, even though I did enjoy it, is third from last. But like the gap between
What's behind that?
ISS and Night Swim. The
Well,
gap
damn, might
between
as well reveal 4, 5, and 6.
the gap between Madam Web and those two is like
I didn't
That.
like. Okay, I didn't like. Night Swim at all,
ISS.
but,
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry.
I don't know. Like, I mean, both movies, in my opinion, were terrible. But like, Madam Web was just like mesmerizingly bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Night Swim was the only thing that was worse than ISS this year so far.
I didn't see ISS, so I'm
Uh-huh.
not sure.
Yeah,
It's a sci-fi thriller, but I don't think you're gonna like it.
I mean, I like the premise. that
yeah,
the,
the
trailer
premise is
sold.
great. It was executed so poorly.
Okay, I'll
And
get to that when I get to it.
Garrett, I promise you, ISS is a better film than Madam Web. I
Did you see,
promise
did
you.
see ISS? Though?
I did, and I liked it a lot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I
Like-
really liked
oh, yeah,
it.
that's right.
Like
Oh,
some
yeah.
other reviews, Paul and I hated it. John loved it.
I'm surprised that you two didn't like it of all.
Yeah,
I thought.
if it's a sci-fi movie and I don't like it, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I was
But-
gonna say real quickly about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know if you saw my comment on Letterboxd when I gave you my
I
thoughts.
did not. See, might have saw a notification, but
Okay, it's my second favorite Planet of the Apes movie. It's right behind War and just above Dawn.
I like it.
I loved it
like
that
it
much.
more than Rise, I'd say. But I mean, War and Dawn are such high bars for me. Like
That's true.
but I think you can get there. Like with where they go with that story, especially with the end scene, it was like
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into this. I need to see where this goes.
Although I found it so weird that the movie theater I went to a 3:30 showing, but the movie was already started when I got to the movie theater. It was so weird. Like, my time said it starts at 3:30, but when I got there, it was already dark and the movie started, which means I must have missed 10 or 15 minutes of the film. Which I was like, what? And the movie ended like 5:30. So that means I only seen 2 hours of this movie instead of 2 hours and 25 minutes. But I was thinking, studios and cinemas, you guys messed it up a bit there. So that was weird.
Interesting.
Dylan, you want to get started? Paul should be here any minute.
Make sure to send him a text, tell him to come in. That way I can.
He will.
Okay. So, so it's been 2 weeks since I was here. I haven't been able to say what movies I've seen, so give me a second.
Have you been doing okay?
50-50.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's life.
Yeah. I'm learning to live with it.
And as funny as it may seem. What? Yep, it is.
Last I reported what movies I'd seen, we were in Star Wars week. So I'm going to try not to talk about Star Wars on this episode out of respect for the Trekkies everywhere. But I did continue my rewatch of Star Wars after the last episode I was on. So I rewatched Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, and the original trilogy. Still fucking love all of them. Surprise. Let's skip that one. Let's see. I rewatched Rise of the Planet of the Apes for the first fucking time since it came out.
Ooh.
I still like it. I liked it more this time than I did it
really
initially.
wrong. Like, I thought people really enjoyed it. I think maybe after, like, when you compare it to, like, Dawn and War, it might seem like it might come off as not nearly as good, but like
Right.
it's an important like starting point
Yes.
to where we eventually get.
Yeah, you can't go without
And
it.
compared to the last Apes movie that came before Rise, which was the Tim Burton one.
Yeah, the one with
oh my
Wahlberg,
God.
right?
You can't even compare those two.
I don't think I've ever seen that one in its entirety.
It's not good. It is not good.
Well, like, I remember it being okay when I was a little kid, but that was when
you
I was a
watch it
kid.
as you're like, oh, hey, cool
Exactly.
cool monkey makeup, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie, and the ending, don't even get me started on the fucking ending.
I didn't understand the ending either, and
No one does.
I never
No
even
one
seen the
understands
movie.
No one understands the ending. That movie came out like 23 years ago.
I'm going to have to check
I'm
it
pretty
out
sure
here
Tim
soon.
Burton. I'm pretty sure Tim Burton didn't even know what he was doing.
Oh,
He
he
was high on
definitely
PCP.
didn't know what the ending was like, and he asked him if he ever directed a sequel. Tim Burton actually said,
He
said, and I quote, "I'd rather jump out of the window."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Yeah."
the studio. I do think part of he's partially to blame for how the movie came out, but like, I do think the studio really kind of fucked him over with that movie.
Yeah, normally how it goes.
Yeah.
Garrett, you nailed it on the point with the visuals of Rise.
Like, going
they weren't
from-
super hot in that one, but the next
But
installment was
At the
fucking
ti-
amazing.
At the time, Rise, the effects in Rise were still like jaw dropping.
Yes, no, absolutely.
At that point, no one had seen motion capture like to that level yet, and then those expectations were soared when Dawn came out. It was like
Yes.
And to think it was only 3 years apart.
Yeah.
yeah, and same thing with War too. I mean, the effects in War, even going from Dawn, are like, I can't believe these things aren't actually there.
Right.
Especially with the fur and stuff. Like, God.
Yeah, the fur was insane. I know a lot of people have been saying it, especially since the new movie came out,
Yeah.
that they're like, oh well, I think that looks
But
amazing.
even-
These are actual monkeys, right?
I got a story
and-
about that later.
But even without like the great visuals, Rise still has a great story. Like it has
Yes,
a great,
yes.
like great characters, it has a great story. Yeah.
Well, I think some of the best visuals in it were the shots of the eyes.
Yeah.
I-
And you can't,
fucking
that
amazing.
scene where he speaks for the first time.
Yes.
No, like I can't even emulate the feeling that I had when I first watched that in the theater. Like
Right.
it was like you almost forget that they're supposed to talk.
Right.
Because that doesn't happen until like halfway through the movie. It's like,
Well, it's not even halfway through the
catches you
movie.
up,
It's like the
like,
last half hour.
oh God, I forgot they talk.
Yeah, it was genuinely
Your jaw
terrifying.
drops.
Yeah, even you suspect it's coming, but it's like it's so well done, the build up to it.
Yeah.
No.
And Andy Serkis's performance in all three movies just
Andy
chef's
Serkis,
kiss.
Yeah.
he is truly underappreciated as a performer. He really, really is.
Agree.
And Toby Kebbell as Koba.
Yeah.
In my opinion, one of the most underrated movie villains of recent years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like all the memes about like Koba should be in every movie.
Look.
I saw that picture, and I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
Try to make this stretch for 10 minutes.
I'm trying.
He's at the interstate right now.
Oh damn, really?
Yeah.
Well, the next movie I watched was Dawn. I rewatched it for the first time. Rise. 4 out of 5 stars. 8 out of 10.
Yep.
It was good. Dawn. Again, nailed it on the money. Dawn's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
Holy crap!
It's perfect.
It's like it is for me. It is like the Empire Strikes Back of its franchise.
Yeah, I
interesting.
can see it.
Just like Doom Part 2.
Yeah. Dawn. Seriously, Dawn. I loved it when I first saw it. But like, so much of it like gets better and better the more I watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the human characters have a lot of depth to them in War and Dawn especially. Yeah, just amazing.
I loved it. But again, I think the last time that I watched this was the first time that I watched it, and I didn't watch it so legally, so it wasn't great quality. So I could definitely say way better this time. Yeah, I again, like for everything that we're saying about these movies, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't I forget why I recognize the main human man from.
In Dawn.
Yeah,
That's
'cause-
Jason Clarke. He's in so much stuff. He's in Oppenheimer. He's the guy that
So,
is in the boardroom, talking to him.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was in
he-
Great Gatsby as the dude who
was?
kills Gatsby.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jason Clarke is in a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
He was in Terminator Genesis as
that's right. That's
God,
I
John
still haven't
Connor.
seen it yet.
Yeah,
horrible. Horrible. The worst Terminator movie.
I haven't
I actually
finished
enjoy it.
You like Genesis?
Yeah.
The bits that I saw of it were good. It's just
It's nowhere near on the level 1 or 2. Let me make that clear.
right. Yeah,
Terminator is one of those things like I will watch the first 2 any day. After that,
Yeah, after the first 2, they're yeah.
Fuck it.
I still have not seen Dark Fate.
I still haven't seen that
didn't-
either.
It's a
I didn't
very
hate
divisive
it
film.
venomously like I did with Genesis, but I still don't think it's a good movie.
I like 1 and
It's-
2.
It's so much.
I heard a few people say they loved it.
It feels like a watered down version of Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
I love 1 and 2. They are amazing. 3 and Genesis are mid. I didn't care for
So-
Salvation.
Yeah, Salvation. Salvation at least did something different,
Right.
and it explored something that I think some people wanted to see, like
Yeah.
the movie about the war itself. But it still didn't really do much with it.
Once was more than enough for me for Salvation.
It's really, I know it's post-apocalyptic, but it's so dull looking.
Yeah, but
Dylan,
going,
you're sitting there on Time Bomb. What?
Nothing. Continue.
but I was gonna
You
say,
can say your piece.
but I was gonna say to you, one thing I love about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, monkey riding on horses is awesome.
It's badass, right?
I love that
Yeah.
scene. It's so cool.
Getting down to monkey business.
And when
Son
Koba,
of a
when
fuck.
Koba, one of my favorite scenes in
366.
the movie is when Koba has that moment with those 2 soldiers, and he's like messing with them,
Yeah.
and he shoots them. Oh my! One of the like badass like
Yes.
villain moments.
It's awesome. I
It's
love it.
great.
I seen something earlier going to that for a second. There's a new video game coming out called Squirrel with a Gun.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Squirrel with
it's
a
a fir-
gun.
It's like a third-person shooter where squirrels get like all sorts of guns and start shooting humans.
Yeah.
That sounds like Conker's Bad Fur Day from the N64
Yeah,
days.
That's a good point.
Are we gonna have a talking toilet in this one?
I'm the great mighty poop.
I am the
Are
great
we gonna
mighty
fight a
poop.
giant turd?
You got any more, Dylan, or just
Yeah, I do.
Going off subject, folks. Sorry.
Like John, I hadn't seen any of the original Star Trek movies, any of the original 10.
Well, there you go.
I hadn't seen that before this week for the most part. Like I talked about it on an episode before where I watched like the first 3 from the originals. But I picked that up all the way up to Nemesis.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm gonna. Well, obviously I'm gonna talk about it. It's a fucking Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
But when I was putting together my rankings, I was very nervous. I was terrified even. First of all, I think Paul's going to kill me. Second of all, I think every Trekkie fan out there is going to kill me.
I got a question, Matthew. How's your ranking?
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
My rank, like of the one, because again, I haven't seen. I'm really not that much of a Trekkie. I enjoy Star Trek.
So did I.
Most people
Yeah.
do. It's just I'm not. I didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
On the same level I did with like Star Wars.
I'm in danger.
So,
And I
my
thought it was
ranking
just me.
I don't think my ranking will be controversial at all. As far as what I've seen. So.
You want
Mine
to take
is.
take that back?
For my ranking?
Well,
I mean, all
Hey,
four
John.
of us could have bad rankings.
Yeah. I don't want to hear you
Dude,
being
you're-
like, "Are you sure that
Compared to
yours
how
going
you
to be
guys are building
okay?"
it- compared to how you guys are building it up, I don't think so. I think my ranking will be fairly like within like the mainstream.
I think Paul's ranking of the Star Trek films is going to be the only ranking that a lot of the fan base is going to like. I
Probably
think that his
so.
list is going to be the one that gets agreed with the most.
I know
in
I'm
the
gonna
comments.
hear some really weird shit coming out of your guys' mouths.
Yeah.
The house might burn on
I'm
fire
gonna
after the
keep
episode.
I'm gonna keep an open mind as much as I can.
Please
What-
do.
What movie is that? Where he's like, I'm gonna make some really weird crap.
That's
Oh,
Guardians
it's
too.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna make some weird shit.
Pac-Man.
I guess since we still have a little bit of time, and so I don't talk about Star Wars or Star Trek, I've been rewatching some shows recently.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching That 70s Show, which I've been finding a little difficult recently because I hit the 4th season the other day, and I just started the 5th season last night, if not the night before. I'm starting to struggle a little bit with some of the stuff that's going on for personal reasons, but I've been rewatching that. I've been fucking loving it. It's a bummer that there's been some stuff outside the show concerning some of the actors, one actor in particular. It's a bummer.
I did hear, but I forget which person.
It's
so.
Donnie Masterson.
Oh yeah.
he played Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, which other stuff's been coming out about Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher as well, but that's also partially tied to the stuff with
Bless you.
But I
Masterson.
feel like that those two. I didn't look that much into the I did look into the Donnie
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
But,
not to talk about what happened. Go research it if you want to know.
yeah. Don't take our word for it. Just look into the actual facts. But
Yes, please do.
with Kutcher and Kunis, I don't know. Maybe doesn't that kind of feel more like rumor or like gossip more?
More
so than like the other stuff.
Well, the stuff that I've seen about them, again, not to go into it, the stuff that I've seen has been direct quotes from them, along with like people, or along with like stuff that came out very early 2000s. That
But-
particular in relation to Masterson.
God, there's so much of that digging up stuff.
Yes,
like that,
yes.
You can do that if you want, but I think it's just, in my opinion, if you're doing that, just to prove a point on Twitter, you're kind of wasting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just want to tell you, because of the success of that 70s show, they spin up show, that 80s show. It didn't go well.
Nope.
And
Now they're
then,
doing that 90s show.
which
The
is-
90s, that 90s show works though. I like it. I've seen it. I can't wait for season 2.
I heard they did pretty
It
good with
reminds-
season 1.
It reminded me of, how long did Fuller House last? Not
Fuller
very-
House went.
I think it
5
was,
seasons?
yeah, 5 seasons, yeah. Which,
I thought people hated that fucking show.
oh, people still watched it. I watched the first 2 episodes of that show, and I remember really enjoying it, but then for some reason, I stopped watching it.
I'm not
It's
even
weird.
a
It's
real
weird.
fan of, like, growing up, my sister was really into Full House, and because she's a big fan of the Olsen twins.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, so was I.
growing up now, watch as an adult, I don't think there's any like value in watching it like as a mid-20-year-old watching Full House.
Oh,
I don't know.
I still watched
Um,
Full House when I was born. I still enjoyed the show.
Like as a kid,
I was never into it,
It's,
so.
as a kid, it's decent, but like I don't know. Full House, like the
Yeah, he
original
does.
show, not
Yeah,
Fuller
yeah.
House. So, yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
But
I got it.
but it's interesting. I heard you. Speak. We're gonna keep going on shows. But to go back to Star Trek, like, not in regards to the rankings, but like projects that are in the Star Trek like the pipeline.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think of the Tarantino Star Trek movie that he was? I mean, that's at this point never gonna. I don't think is ever gonna happen.
No.
I mean, but
No.
we heard for so long that was gonna that he was like very serious about it. An R-rated Star Trek movie by Tarantino.
I mean, we kind of have already Star Trek already with some of the TV shows. Picard is
like
essentially Logan.
What about the Orville? I mean, that's kind of like a modern day Star Trek in a sense.
Yeah, kind of.
I guess
very
Picard
cool,
is
but-
essentially Logan, where it's old man MI rating instead of an R rating.
Yeah, and even Picard. I didn't get to watch Picard, but like the first 2 seasons I heard were rough. Like
I didn't hear that. I heard a lot of people enjoyed it.
Season 3 is what got people on board. It was like,
Okay.
okay, you might not have liked the first 2 seasons of Picard, but season 3 is where they actually really did have something.
Yeah. I've heard a mix.
Yeah.
I have a few mutuals on Twitter who really like Star Trek, and they're really the only ones I have anything to go on.
Yeah, but you can tell Patrick Stewart, he loved playing that character.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you can. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's
And,
a legendary actor.
I mean-
legend.
And here's something interesting I thought of. I mean, not because there's been so many Star Trek series across the decades. Not
Right.
just
I believe there's 12 so
the
far.
original, not just the original.
I think so. Yeah.
Not just the original series with all the original cast, but Next Generation.
Voyage,
The also,
Deep
yeah,
Space Nine.
Voyage, and
Enterprise.
Deep Space Nine. It does kind of like strike me. How come they never made movies off of those other shows and only made movies off of those 2 series?
I feel like those were the most beloved.
Yeah.
I
There's
feel-
not as much talk about Voyager at least or Enterprise, but
I hear
there
Deep
is plenty
Space
of ta-
Nine.
Yeah, I hear a lot of talk about Deep Space Nine.
I don't know, it does seem like what could there have been like really interesting movies or stories told with those crews or those cast of characters?
I don't know about Deep Space Nine because I haven't watched any of them, but the first episode of the original Star Trek. I've not watched any of the shows, but I know Deep Space Nine is self-contained to a space station, so
Yes.
Star Trek fans would go see it. But I don't know how much of a wide audience that would have had for a
Right.
movie.
And what I really enjoy about the Star Trek movies that I've seen, at least the ones I enjoyed, there's only in my ranking. There's only really a couple that I am not into, but what I really enjoy about a lot of the Star Trek movies is even as like a minor fan, like I am, like someone who didn't watch the show or wasn't like super invested in the series or the shows as a kid, you can still watch and enjoy them just as movies alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not a lot of movies based on TV shows have that going for it. Like where you can where a minor fan can come into any Star Trek movie and still get as much out of it as like the most hardcore fan.
Yeah.
And I think it's really impressive, especially now. And that's how, for me, that's how like the first like I'll say half of Phase 4 and phases 1 through 3 of how the MCU movies were. Like you could, for the most part, you could come into any of the MCU movies in that time frame, not having seen any of the Marvel movies, and still follow what's going on. Because I know I know several people who came into like who came into like Infinity War and Endgame having seen none of the movies, and it was like, hey, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's how great of storytelling that those movies have, and some of the Star Trek movies have. Like how the common person can go into them and still,
Find enjoyment.
yeah, and not be confused with the 20 past movies that you might have missed.
Before I want to talk about a show real quick too. But before that, did you guys look at the episode from last week?
I did not.
Okay.
Get to see it.
Dylan, did you?
No.
Okay. So I'll just do it now since you guys haven't given it a chance. Trivia from last week.
Fuck.
Okay.
I was hoping you wouldn't do this. I was going to see if I could do it next week.
Don't say anything, John.
I didn't get it last week, so.
What I'll edit how I say this because I don't know if this word will pick up on an algorithm. What 2013's thriller? Or crap.
2013?
2010's thriller
2000
was originally rated NC-17 for scenes of torture and child creeps. We'll say it like that.
And child
God.
creeps. Okay.
20.
So just like thriller, or were there any other genre elements in it other than just the fact that
Psychological.
it was psychological?
Crap.
I can't think of a whole lot of thrillers right now. I don't know why.
Good. Even with me screwing up, you still aren't going to get it.
Yeah.
And John needs to go back through this next week,
You said
and write down all the points.
Child cruelty?
Oh,
or something?
right.
We'll say
Oh,
creep.
right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
creepoids.
Yeah, I
Child
forgot about that.
creeps.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
I-
does that even mean?
Um,
Child creeps.
A word that starts with a P. I don't want to say it with the...
Garrett.
Oh. Okay.
References to.
Okay. I see what.
There we go.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that word because I don't know if it would pick up like an algorithm.
Yeah, that doesn't fare
Yeah,
super well with the
that's a good
algorithm.
point.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to think of, because I'm assuming that it's 2013.
Because you gave it away.
Yeah, I just
Maybe my big mouth.
now I'm trying to think of ones from
God.
2013.
If it was like
thriller.
the later half of the 2010s, I would probably know this, but
Psychological thriller.
Oh,
John, do not say a word. You've already guessed.
oh, okay.
it wouldn't happen to be man.
Yeah,
Thriller from
I'm spacing.
wait. Prisoners. That's my guess.
Dylan, what's your guess?
Did Prisoners come out in 2013?
It did.
I wouldn't know if it was
And
Prisoners or not because
You
I
said
haven't seen
Child
Prisoners.
Creeps, so that's why it comes to mind.
Waiting for Dylan to give his guess.
I don't know. I'm just reminded of like the some of the stuff that was in the first Equalizer movie. Now, I was thinking about that, but I know that that's not
the
psychological
first
thriller. So
the first Equalizer came out the year after.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I knew it wasn't that. I just I'm trying to think. The hell came out in 2013?
That's a fairly like forgettable year for movies.
It is like that was when I was like
Man of
all the
Steel
way
came out that
into.
Man of Steel.
Well, yeah, I was.
Prisoners was my favorite movie that year.
It was just
Wolf of Wall
superheroes on my
Street,
mind.
yeah.
So
There's good movies that came out that year. It's
Yeah.
just not it's not a year of movies that sticks out to me.
I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm gonna get it wrong.
Oh,
So
wait,
I just need to.
Frozen came out that year.
Damn it!
That's what I was saying,
That's
yeah.
what I was gonna fucking say.
Oh, so there's references to that in Frozen?
Shit. I mean, there could be. A lot of shit got edited out of that movie, so.
The NC-17 code of Frozen?
It's the other Frozen movie with the ski lift.
To be fair, Frozen was supposed to be a lot darker originally.
Yeah.
It was supposed
True.
to.
It was.
You got to guess,
So-
Dylan.
Frozen was gonna be my joke guess, so now I can't fucking throw that out there. What else? Man of Steel. Fuck it. Let's go. Or no.
Child creep Superman movie. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's Brightburn. Got that confused.
No, Iron Man 3. I'll go with Iron Man 3. Let's go.
Well, for 2 points.
I was Prisoners.
Yes.
Okay.
I say you would have kicked yourself if you didn't get that one.
Yeah, after you said it was your favorite movie that year, I was like, oh, he's lucky he got this. Otherwise, he would have been kicking himself.
I forgot to say I watched that again this past week. So. That's why it popped up in my head.
Yeah, they cut it. The overall references down.
That movie is
Figures.
so fucking heavy. You didn't even need stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, obviously
yeah.
there's still some references, but it's nothing more.
there is, but like,
It's nothing more than you'd see on Criminal
God,
Minds.
that would make it unwatchable,
Yeah.
unwatchably dark.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
more
It'd be really
references.
hard.
They didn't show anything, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
but still.
I mean, it's like Texas Chainsaw, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You don't need all the gore not to be horrified by that original movie. You
Mm.
know?
I'll kind of stall a little bit more while waiting for Paul to come in.
I got other shows that I've been watching.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I finished Young Sheldon.
Go ahead, talk
Oh,
about that.
yeah, it got completed.
Yeah, Young Sheldon completed.
Now, did it end with him lighting a meth factory on fire
No.
and dying?
That was one of the memes that I saw.
Ending my baby blue.
It ended with a 2-part episode. His dad's funeral. Spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, Pondy's dead.
I
Rest in
got
peace.
spoiled with that for Young Sheldon.
Yeah. It ends with that, and then the second episode is, it ends with him finally entering the doors of Caltech.
Oh, nice.
Like
okay.
walking up the lawn.
Now, how do you feel about the show, like, overall, now that's ended?
I enjoy it. It's nowhere near as good as The Big Bang Theory. I love The Big Bang Theory.
I'm just surprised because Young Sheldon, when everyone heard about it, it was like everyone thought this show is going to be canceled, like, not within the first few episodes. Like,
it ran 7 seasons.
like that. I mean, I remember everyone just being like, "Who? Like, this is a horrible idea for a show." And
There's more coming.
What else is coming?
Have you watched any of it?
Not really. No.
Okay. So his older brother, he's the oldest sibling. He gets a girl pregnant, and they get married. It's called Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. That's starting in the fall. It won't only be about Sheldon. It will just be about them.
Because Big Bang Theory was obviously a huge success
Yes.
when it was
incredible.
when it was big. Then I mean, when did that show first premiere? Like 2017.
Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right because it ran 7 seasons.
Yeah, like I'm just stunned. Like I thought that show was gonna crash and burn so fast, but apparently, I mean, it has must have a huge fan base.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's the
I don't know.
Georgie and Mandy's First Wedding that's coming out in the fall. They're already jumping on it. And then
we got a special visitor, folks.
The Harvester, live and in color.
Harvester has finally arrived.
The Harvester.
I think Dylan's already in there.
Oh, there
Never mind.
they both are.
That was a good deep voice, wasn't it? When I said the Harvester.
Not bad.
Thank you.
What else was I saying? There's rumors going around that they're going to do a reunion miniseries like every couple of years, like 10 years,
I see.
where it's going to be like a 2, 3 episode, 4 episode miniseries.
Is it going to be like Boyhood, where they're gonna use the same kid for like
Yeah,
decades?
that's what's going to. Yeah, the original Big Bang Theory cast are apparently coming back like every 10 years to do like a little reunion
They're gonna
special.
have a no bang home.
Oh my God, that was fucking awful.
Oh, that was horrible.
Well, speaking of the Big Bang Theory, I want to tell you real quickly. It was on Watch Mojo's list of shows that lasted too long.
No, it didn't
It-
last too long.
I think.
Well,
I think.
yeah, there you
I
go.
agree with him. I think it did.
It ended when it should have. Like, it ended appropriately.
I mean, I seen a few of the episodes, but I can't really tell you I agree or disagree because all I know is that the Big Bang Theory was on the list.
I was a huge
so-
fan of it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like when it was like really popular on what was it on CBS?
Yeah,
or
CBS.
Yep,
Was
CBS.
It might have been TBS actually.
No, CBS.
Okay.
The original episodes aired on CBS.
Right. But yeah, yeah, I loved the show when it in the first like 4 seasons. That kind of fell off, when when I got a bit older.
Although Well, I think some of the spin-offs are too much. I can't really see anything.
When you make too many spin-offs of a popular show, it eventually it diminishes.
Right.
I can't say anything about
Star
the Big
Wars.
Bang.
Star Wars. I'm talking to you.
I can't say anything
Hot
about Big
topic
Bang Theory yet because this is only the second spin-off. Now, NCIS, on the other hand,
Oh my God.
All those.
Holy
Be
crap.
careful.
All those
My parents love
girl
watching the
shows.
NCIS show, so
there's
don't.
like 9 freaking NCIS shows.
They still love it, so don't
I
say
just
anything
don't-
bad
I
about
don't
them.
understand.
Listen, man,
That's
to each
one-
their own, but
That's a genre that I just have never understood.
same.
Gotham is the only one I can get into.
My
Well,
family watched
that's
NCIS
already-
all the
yeah,
time.
That's already
so.
kind of established, but like I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
know.
they still love it. So.
My dad still watches Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
Holy
Like
crap.
a show.
So does my
I don't
parents,
even know
yeah.
how long that show's been going on.
It's
Like,
still going on?
It's
What the hell?
NCIS is on like season 25.
Or actually,
Yeah.
maybe it's just like reruns, but like I don't know. It's like
I thought it ended.
I thought it did.
Nope,
What
still
the
new
shit?
episodes.
I
Still new
gotta find
episodes,
out
guys.
if Blue Bloods is still going on.
I think it's
I
their.
swear
I think
to
it's their
God it
final
is.
season. I think.
The CBS police procedural shows.
Apparently it ended this year. Apparently.
Okay.
There you go.
Still, it took this long?
It started in 2010. and
Yeah.
I think there's 14 seasons. 14 seasons of frickin' Blue Bloods.
The CBS police procedural shows are
Or CSI.
yeah,
Or
all those type shows. They are
what
like
was the Miami, not
CSI
Miami
Miami.
Vice, but well, CSI Miami, but
Yeah.
what's the other one? Hawaii,
Hawaii Five-0
Hawaii Five-0.
and Magnum PI. All those shows are
and Law and Order. You can't
Yeah.
forget about Law and Order.
all those shows
That's
are
on
the
NBC. So.
higher
Oh my
middle-aged
God.
and early seniors. Like that's their like golden thing.
How do people differentiate these shows? Like
I don't know.
I really want to know.
To be fair, Magnum PI started in the 80s, so
I mean,
the people who
Right.
grew up with it.
I watched Criminal Minds. I got into Criminal Minds fairly well when like back in the day, but you know.
That's similar to NCIS. Similar.
Is it?
It
well,
is. It is.
Well, what am I even saying? Yes, it is.
Yeah, but this is the older middle-aged and early seniors like
Yeah.
golden entertainment.
I
Yeah.
feel like the divider that separates Criminal Minds from everything else is the fact that
It's
a lot of the
darker.
shows. It is darker, but it's also it's part of the demographic that we're talking about. Where like I have an entire or almost entirely military family. They all fucking love NCIS.
But-
holy crap!
Half
But
the
they
time
don't
I
like
feel
Criminal Minds.
Half the time, I feel like when people like have it on, like they're not really paying attention to like.
Oh
the
no,
story.
dude, they pay attention anytime they.
do?
Yes, my brother
Oh,
loves
yeah.
it. My mom loves it. My grandparents
I
love
thought
it.
it was just like the kind of show you just watch like casually, like when you're
Yeah.
working on other shit.
It gets better. Now they're starting to do spin-offs on Paramount Plus too because they can't fit them all on CBS.
God,
There's
It's no surprise.
There's
I'm happy for the fans.
There's
I'll say that.
NCIS Tony and Ziva coming
like-
now
I
on
mean, it's
Paramount
like-
Plus.
I mean, a lot. Remember, like, because back in the day, like the 50s and 60s, when television was first booming, how many Western like cowboy shows?
Right.
were
That's what I was gonna say. It's
like endless amounts. So this is basically the same thing.
that's why I was gonna make a comment about. This old people's westerns.
There's whole channels dedicated to those old Western shows like Gunsmoke and
Yeah.
I'd say the police procedurals are like 50 to 65, or 50 to 70, and then the westerns are the 65 or 70 plus.
yeah.
I mean, I can handle watching like maybe 5, 6, 7 seasons of shows, but I can't watch all 20 seasons of NCIS. It's impossible.
I wouldn't want to.
It's impossible to do that.
It-
I still have
'cause
not finished The Flash yet.
The longest running like show in general is like The Simpsons, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Like
In
33
general,
seasons.
or are we talking about
Like
consecutive?
In general, I can't.
No,
think of
Doctor
another
Who.
show-
Soap operas.
Well,
Soap opera.
Oh, Jesus
like,
Christ. Soap
The Young
operas.
and the
Yes.
Relentless or
It's
some
so
shit like that.
overrated. Good God.
I don't know. Like,
I
who
can't.
is still
I
who
can't-
is still watching the fucking Simpsons? Like,
That is so
Yeah.
true.
like,
Yeah.
who is actually watching? Like, invested in the Simpsons?
They have overstayed their
I just
welcome,
don't-
people.
I don't
Come on.
understand. I don't
I wouldn't say
understand
that.
it.
After everything that they've contributed
They
to
haven't
to
aged
pop
in
culture.
30 years.
Well,
When
yeah,
did
no shit. But
Matt
I have a
Groening-
theory about that.
Matt
Oh.
Groening.
Oh, okay.
When did he? I feel like Matt Groening left that show like 20 years ago or something like that.
He stayed on
Is
for
he,
a while.
Is he actually, I feel like it's like the thing where it's like, what's the guy? It's like a popular franchise that the creator only like signs off on, but he's not involved in like any of the creative process. Really,
George Lucas after the
Yes,
original
exactly.
trilogy.
I feel like Matt Groening is just George Lucasing Simpsons now, where it's literally just a contract to sign off on each episode.
Well, I don't know. I think that Matt Groening was too split. Because while Simpsons has been airing since '89,
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you
well,
guys
technically
for bearing
before.
with us.
Yeah.
Traffic delays and stuff, but
Paul is here.
we hope
Hell
you guys
yeah.
enjoyed our like 20 tangents.
Yeah.
Dylan, you said you had one more movie before Paul Jones went out.
Yes, I do.
Oh boy.
Paul, I'm glad you're here for this.
Hello, Paul.
You of all people should
Yeah, hear
absolutely hear this.
Let's
I have no
go.
idea what it's gonna be.
I finally watched Madam Web.
Wait,
Please
Wait.
tell me the film sucks.
Yes!
Please say the film sucks.
I thought you watched it already.
Nope. I hadn't
All
seen
right.
it.
Now,
You ran it at me for like 20 minutes on one of these.
No,
past
I wasn't
shows.
ranting about the movie. It was something else.
Okay.
If you want to talk the details about that, the reason why.
No, we're not.
Unbiased
That's-
opinion.
That's,
unbiased opinion.
is it bad? Did you?
Please say the movie's horrible. Please say it.
Don't listen to anyone.
No, don't
not
listen
even
to
me.
Paul.
Hey,
Let him
John.
talk.
John. First off,
Let him
fuck you. I
talk.
was literally just saying, don't even listen to me. So
Let
fuck
him
you
ex-
for that.
let him express
But-
his opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whatever it is, whatever it
I'm
is,
curious.
whether you love it or hate it, either way.
Okay.
No pressure at all.
So I want to start this off by saying it's a deeply flawed film.
No disputing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very deeply flawed. I recognize that. I was noticing it. But I think that a lot of the flaws give you something to laugh at.
I agree. I agree. Watching it in
Maybe.
the theater when it opening day when it came out with a couple of friends of mine, like we were howling with laughter for
Yeah.
the majority of it.
See,
And
that's
was
how.
it was a fun experience. I'll give you that.
No, like that's. See, I feel like you're always wondering why I defend bad movies
There's some
or
bad,
bad films.
I mean, a movie can be bad, but you can still have fun watching it. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
See, what you just described is how I watch every fucking bad movie. As soon as I think that it's a bad movie or realize that it's a bad movie, it immediately gets a lot better for me. I
there-
no longer have to take the fucking movie seriously.
There are bad movies that I enjoy, but there's also the kinds of bad movies where I'm just bored or miserable during it.
Yeah.
There's different kinds of bad movies out there.
Well, I'll go ahead and just.
You watched it on Netflix, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix.
Of course.
I did it with my PS5 instead of my Fire Stick. Because
PS5
I just,
is a great
as
experience
close
to watch
as I
the
could
movie.
get to physical quality. My review that I posted on Letterboxd, which was spoiler free.
If anyone really gives a shit about spoilers.
Yes,
Bad
exactly.
way.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to post anything on my Letterboxd, but at the
Is there
same time, I
really-
feel like I had to say
Is
something.
there anything to really spoil about it, though? Like, when you think about it? No.
What I said on Letterboxd is it's not great by any means, but also not as bad as everyone's made it out to be. Think there's a lot to enjoy and laugh at, both at moments you're supposed to and at ones that you're not. And I will defend that.
Dakota Johnson's performance is one of the best troll performances I've ever seen in a recent
Oh
movie.
god, she was awful.
Like
she was
I've
terrible.
never seen an actress care so little about what she is doing. that
Yeah,
I was
she didn't
enjoying
care at
every
all.
moment of it. She like even in her press like interviews and shit, she clearly was like,
She was done.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in a superhero movie, yay!
Yeah,
And then as soon as the trailer dropped, she dropped her fucking talent agency.
Yeah.
The thing about Madam Web that really got me was that I was like, holy crap, how can I like every fucking character except for the main character or except for the
I
main
didn't
one's
like any of the
performance?
characters.
I liked them. I thought they were okay. One thing that I wanted to really laugh
the
about,
three girls were so annoying.
Yeah.
they were okay.
Not as bad as the
I
villain.
thought they were all
The villain
right.
was Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
One of
thought
the
you were
most
kidding
dry
about the fucking
actors
ADR.
I've ever
The
seen.
worst ADR I've heard in a mainstream recent movie. I'm serious. The ADR is so fucking terrible. In it.
Yeah.
I
Every
don't
single
even think
fuck-
our ADR was that bad.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
holy
Ours
shit.
was better. At least we matched it up with when the people were talking.
Yes.
Well, also, not every single line that was in your guys' movie was fucking
No,
ADR'd.
not only in a few moments. Not every single line.
Yeah, every single fucking line for the villain was ADR. I swear to God, there's no way.
They must have thought. I'm sure the actor isn't that bad. It's just
No.
the movie didn't do him. Tahar Rahim is the actor. I'm sure he's a decent actor, but I don't know if they thought his performance was so bad that they had to dub every line, or
I think they kept rewriting
maybe
it.
it was an accent
Oh,
problem.
God,
I
yeah.
don't know.
They didn't do him any favors though.
No.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. And can I say, the Uncle Ben references was terrible. It was
That whole
so
thing-
bad.
Oh.
It was
thing.
awful.
Ugh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Cream and butter, baby. Cream and
It was
butter.
funny. It was. Really
Oh,
funny.
dude. First of all, fucking atrocious. I hate that they changed it.
Yep.
But I'm glad that got leaked beforehand. Because if I would have watched that and had no idea, I would have been truly pissed off. A lot of the reason why I enjoy myself watching this movie, and why I still like it, and why I gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars, the reason why is because a lot of it got ruined for me. A lot of it was spoiled because I took so long watching it.
Yep.
There is no other way that I would have preferred to watch this fucking movie. Because I went into it high, too. Holy shit! Best decision! Best decision!
He had high
I watched it
expectations.
sober and I still
That's
got-
good, you get a point.
No, that whole
I get you.
thing, one of the stupidest uses of fan service in a movie. You could
Yes, it was.
What's the baby's name? And then a balloon pops.
Right.
I just. It was so bad.
I don't get why can't it's a Sony movie with Marvel. You can't fucking say the name Peter.
Yeah, exactly.
What,
No.
Or May.
Right.
What the fuck?
I'm getting more irritated about this movie. Oh god, I hate it so
I mean,
much.
I was snickering during that at every moment when Adam Scott and Dakota Johnson are in that scene together, and he talks about I met someone very special, and and Dakota
Yeah, you're
Johnson's
gonna
like,
fight coin?
what's her name? Like, and he just doesn't fucking say it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just
right.
Stares at her for 5 seconds. Like, what are we doing here?
Apparently, there's more and more rumors coming out that Tom or Andrew will be in Venom 3. And Venom 3 is going to connect to the main Spider-Man stuff.
It better be fucking Andrew, I
It-
swear to God.
If it's not Andrew,
I
I'm not
got
gonna be
I got a
happy.
quick funny story to tell you about, man. When I went to see this movie in theaters, there were two boys. I think they were probably 12 or 13 years old. And when I tell them, "Wow, that film was horrible," the two boys immediately looked at me and they went, "Mm-hmm, it was."
It was not great.
So-
But
There you go.
I'm glad that you at least acknowledge the movie has serious flaws. But I mean, if I had a group of friends who, if we wanted to watch a bad movie together, I would watch it in a heartbeat.
I want,
Yeah, no.
I
As
want Mystery
As long
Science
as-
Theater 3000
I'd never,
to do it.
I'd never watch it alone. I would never do that for the life of me. But if it's I really hope this becomes a Tommy Wiseau room midnight thing.
It's gonna. It's gonna.
I
There's
would
no
do-
way.
I would do that shit. I really would.
I'm really curious to hear what Paul watched this week.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what you watched this
Then we'll
week.
get to our main topic of Star Trek
Well, and main
You're-
trivia.
and main trivia.
Everything that I watched was with you, so you'll have to remind me. Was it more than just the one?
No, it was just that one. Attack of the Corn Zombies and the other one.
Oh yeah. We watched Attack of the Corn Zombies, which is an Acrostar film. Cinematography, or it might have been just directed by. I can't remember.
Yeah, Ashley directed it.
Yes, Ashley Hefner.
Yeah,
Okay.
Um,
she co-directed with someone else.
Steve Herman.
Yeah.
So, part of the reason we watched it was because of the fact that we're working with Ashley on Sister Sullivan and No Paradise. And this movie was so fun.
It was.
It was so insanely fun. I love Acrostar
find it.
films. It's on YouTube.
Yep, free on YouTube.
No ads.
Yep.
Cool.
Which
I mean,
Acrostar films,
Thank
please
God
monetize.
for no
I
ads.
have YouTube
God.
Premium, so I don't have to watch ads anyway.
You dick!
It's $10 a month.
I just got.
Is
I
it-
have
the
an
one
ad
that I saw
blocker.
said- the one price that I saw said it was like 18.
No.
Okay.
If you do a monthly, it's
Okay.
I'm bad. I just have
hate
an ad
ads on
blocker.
YouTube so much.
I do too. It's
Man,
so
my
annoying.
existence.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, Attack of the Corn Zombies. I thought it was gonna be, no pun intended, but a little bit more corny. But that wasn't an intended pun.
No,
that
it
is
wasn't.
a
I
genuine
promise
thought.
it's not.
I know. Well, I mean, you said, yeah.
You can still count it if you want.
I would intend the fun.
Yes.
Well, I'm already grappling with one pun that I'm not sure if I want to put in the bank or not.
But no, it was a very well done film. The zombies were actually pretty good. You know, for a lower budget horror film, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5, I believe.
And there was one other one we watched.
We did rewatch Doom Part 2. I actually rewatched it twice. I rewatched it once with you and then once with my client at work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'll definitely
cool.
watch. I know it's coming out on Max on Tuesday.
I can't
It
wait
is
to rewatch
so-
Watching it again.
I'm calling it now. Doom Part 2 is going to be my #1 movie this year.
Yes.
Hell
let's
yeah.
go.
There
Yes.
is no movie coming out the rest of the year that I think will top it for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. yeah.
Deadpool's the only thing that might come close.
Deadpool will definitely be up there.
There's a
I have
lot
no
of
doubt about
Maybe,
There's a lot of
maybe
Oscar movies
Inside
that
Out 2.
that I think
Maybe.
will,
We'll never
Oh,
know.
yeah.
We shall see.
that. So, I think I'm forgetting the other one. Something that Matthew's been torturing me about for months and months and months and months.
Uh-oh.
Y'all ain't ready for this. Because I have shit on this movie royally.
Oh,
Pretty
I know,
much-
I know what it is.
Pretty much for the last decade. Because I couldn't get past the first 5 minutes whenever I would try to watch it.
Christ. 5 minutes.
Y'all gotta understand my attention span.
Okay.
I had not yet developed the love of cinema that I have over the past couple of
That's
years.
true.
So after months of agonizing pain and torture, Matthew finally got me to watch Interstellar all the way through.
Well, we should watch it all the way through.
Yeah. Now, do y'all want my honest opinions?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
I'll respect yours because I understand not a lot of people love the film. So I'll respect yours. Everybody else won't. So
It's
I
a-
thought you were
it's
going to
a-
say, I won't respect anybody else's, though. I was like, wow.
no.
Dark Side John!
No.
The process of the internet.
Anyway, here we go.
Okay. So, and this is, I have one drawback from the film that I want to highlight. And this is partially my attention span. I don't think it needed to be as long as it was. I feel like that.
I can get behind that.
I feel like some of the opening could have been trimmed down just a hair.
Hmm.
I think it's maybe 10 minutes too long to like rewatch frequently at least.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So no, Matthew, I don't support the 10-hour cut.
That was your thing. Like
You're the one that agreed to
I
it.
wouldn't say no to it.
Said. Matthew didn't say it.
I wouldn't say no to it, but
That's funny.
But still.
Hey.
Anyway, aside from that, I want to troll so bad, but I'll put it this way. I had a little temper tantrum after I watched it because I can no longer hate on this movie.
Oh,
Really?
I can't.
See?
Wow.
You see?
I can't hate on it anymore.
I emerged victorious.
Wow.
Matthew has been waiting to declare victory for like almost a week.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. Your mic stand fell a little bit there.
They want us
But-
to drop it like it's hot.
No, that one just is infuriating. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
that's
not going in
bad.
the
That's
bank.
really bad.
It wasn't
Oh,
supposed to go in the
so-
bank. It was just supposed to annoy.
Hey, Paul, you're at 210 now, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh,
So anyway, to get to this little overview, I'm going to keep it relatively quick. The dialogue I thought was mostly good. There was a couple spots where I was like, "Wait, what?" That's not that it was bad dialogue. It's just that I didn't fully understand the story.
Right.
The longer it went on, the more it made sense. There was one point that Matthew, thank God, kind of spoiled it. Matthew doesn't usually spoil things for me while we're watching or before, even though I don't really care about spoilers.
You were so ticked off, though.
There was one moment in this movie that I legitimately almost told Matthew to turn it off because it was so infuriating. Whenever the fucking piece of shit,
Dr. Man.
Matt Damon.
yes,
Uh-huh.
whenever he headbutted Matthew McConaughey, I was infuriated. I was genuinely infuriated.
He was bright red. Like, you could see it on his skin.
I wanted to pick up Matthew's couch and throw it at the projector screen.
Oh my gosh.
I was that mad.
Wow.
And it takes a lot to get me that mad. It takes a lot. I wanted to drop kick the screen. That's how bad that was. But that's actually, I feel, a good thing because it goes to show that the writers got a reaction.
Right.
You're
Why did you hate
supposed to hate that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You're supposed to despise him. You're supposed to root against him. And they got that reaction from me. I don't think I've ever reacted that strongly to a movie character before.
It was worth it.
I don't know if Matthew was enjoying my rant or not.
I enjoyed the rant after.
Yeah.
During it, I was actually kind of scared.
no,
It's like, I'm in danger.
no, just your projector screen. But no, overall I really enjoyed the film. I roasted the graphics all throughout because that's the one thing that Matthew kept hyping up for me was, oh, the graphics are amazing in it. The CGI, the cinematography. So I would just occasionally troll and be like, oh, that shot's terrible. No, there was not one bad shot in this film. Just to clarify, Matthew, there was not one bad shot in the film. There were parts that were a little confusing that I still don't fully understand that will almost require me to rewatch it.
That's the same thing for me. I watched it twice. I'm still urging to watch it a third time.
This is just a funny little side story for y'all. I tried to watch it with my client, and what I gather is that he just wasn't understanding it because it is a hard movie to
Science
follow.
of it.
Yeah.
If you don't know science, which thank God science was always my best subject. If you don't know science, it's probably a very hard movie to follow.
Yeah.
But my client, he actually got really mad during the movie, and he turned it off, and he's like, I'm never watching a movie in my house again.
Oh,
God.
yikes.
I think with it being hard science fiction, it puts the science in science fiction.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good emphasis for hard science fiction.
Yeah.
That's what Nolan does usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, 5 out of 5 stars. So just to troll Matthew, before, this was months ago, I gave it a half a star on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Just to troll Matthew. Purely to troll Matthew. So whenever I went back in and wrote my review, I changed it, of course, to 5, and I was like, I have to begrudgingly change my rating from a half star to 5.
That's funny.
And also, I didn't tell Matthew what I thought of the movie. I made him look at my Letterboxd review.
We're not going to say what happened afterwards.
Matthew does interesting things when he gets very excited and happy after I like a movie that I shit on.
Jump up and down, like, yes.
He did. He was rather excited. It was a very
I was victorious.
Matthew celebrated his victory.
You guys ready for trivia?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a trivia question as well.
Okay.
And then we could probably get the main topic, which I've been so excited to do this ranking because this is going to be fun.
Why is it not going over? Crap.
Oh, hey, Paul, before we do our rankings, remember that I love you.
Now,
Same
when
for
we do the
me.
since I haven't seen all of them and I have a limited list, I'll go. Can I go first? And
Yeah.
let you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to go second after this.
What 90s comedy was Indiana native Brendan Fraser's first major movie?
Oh, okay. I
Airheads.
think
Blast
I
from the past.
No,
That's- this
no,
was
I don't.
my guess.
No, I don't think it was Blast from the Past. I know he was in a movie with Pauly Shore. So I think it was called Encino Man. I think it was called.
I think it's either Encino Man or you said it was a comedy, right?
Yes.
Because I know he might have been in a movie before, but that was more of a drama. Encino Man.
Yeah, that's my guess. Encino Man.
Clarifying question: was music involved?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I go with Paul's answer.
Airheads.
Okay.
Let's split it up.
I think that might have come
I think
out
I'm about to be
after.
wrong, but
Everybody's
Maybe
final answer?
I'm mistaken, maybe. But
fuck it.
Monkey Bone. No.
Monkey Bones.
Is that everybody's final answer?
Yes.
Encino Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
What year?
Was Encino
Woo!
Man?
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
What
Alright,
year?
And I never even seen it.
I believe it was 91.
91. When did Airheads come out?
I don't know, but this was like his
Was
first
it?
like major motion picture.
Oh yeah,
It
Airheads
was in a
was
movie
later.
called School
Oh.
Ties.
Yeah, I
before
think that Airheads
so.
was like 97 or something.
Yeah, I think this was like his first like major role.
Ow.
Wasn't Adam Sandler in Airheads?
Yes,
Yes.
he was. So it
I
was
haven't
Steve
seen
So
it.
even
Yeah.
I got it right, Garrett. We did good.
It's a fairly popular movie.
Yeah, I believe everything before that he was like uncredited, so it was like all smaller roles.
I got
This
you.
was like his
Don't
first
don't
big
kill
one.
me. I've never heard of or seen Encino Man.
He's a caveman.
I've never seen it.
I never seen it either.
I've never even heard of it.
It's
I've heard of it once.
it has a cult. It has a
That was
cult following.
Right.
I might have to give it a watch sometime.
So John, like I said, in the next week you need to go and add up everybody's points so we can
yeah, I
keep-
know. I'm sorry.
How
I keep
dare you.
forgetting. I keep
I
forgetting
can
that. I'm
criticize.
sorry.
So I also have a trivia question.
Okay.
I guess it could be an extra 2 points, probably.
Who is the actor in Clue that was also in Mission Impossible,
the TV series.
the TV series?
Oh.
Oh, the TV series. You know, I don't think I'm. You know, whoever guessed it, I'm gonna guess with them because I still have not watched Clue, but I need to watch Clue.
I've
Yes,
seen
you
Clue,
do.
but I have not seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen the series.
No idea.
Can we guess like a character's name?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's not Tim Curry.
No. Not Christopher Lloyd either.
Curry
No.
on my way.
Okay, I'm going with Peacock.
Ironically, you said a bird right after Garrett gave Matthew the bird.
I've already
Totally
guessed, so I
planned
can't
that.
do it.
I saw the future. I see the web that connects us.
Have you found the spider yet? That's how he sounds in the whole.
I know. It's dude.
That's funny.
Is anyone gonna guess?
I guess Peacock.
Anyone else?
That's-
I guess I'll guess Peacock too.
Peacock.
I just feel like it's one of the ladies.
No. What was it?
You were right on that.
You were right. It is one of the ladies. It's not Miss
Is it
Peacock
Scarlet?
though. It is Miss Scarlet.
Ah, damn.
Leslie Ann
My
Warren.
last guess was Miss
Oh.
White.
I have no idea who that is. So.
Huh.
So Paul,
So Matthew,
are you ready to go where no man has gone before?
let's do it.
Garrett, you want to start?
Okay. This is gonna be fairly quick because unfortunately, these guys have seen pretty much all the movies. I had,
Like I said, I'm
haven't,
going next on this one.
but I'll rank the ones I have seen. So
Right,
Go.
Jesus fucking Christ!
okay,
I made
I'm
sure
gonna
to aim it
go
that way.
least. I'm gonna go least favorite to most favorite.
we'll rank
least-
them all and then we'll discuss.
Okay. So just go through the list. And
Yeah,
then,
if you want to, yeah. And then we can discuss all of it after.
Last on my list, Final Frontier, Star Trek V. Next up on the list, Motion Picture, the first one. Next up, I know you're going to have a problem with this, Into Darkness. Next up after that, Search for Spock, Star Trek 3. Next up after that, Star Trek Beyond. Next up, First Contact. Next up after that, the 2009 reboot. Next up in second place is Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. And number 1, Wrath of Khan.
there you go. I guess, I say I'm going next.
Yeah.
One. Okay.
I was gonna say if we want, we could discuss after each person's done with their list. I just don't want to.
I don't know.
Well,
Bobby.
let's
I think it'd be better
let's save
for-
the discussion for.
Okay, you did
Okay.
think after.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
Fun.
I don't know. Be there for the discussion because my mom will pick me up around.
Okay.
The
You can
time.
still get your rankings out, and then Paul could beat you for it.
or he'll beat Paul Paul
I'm getting
Dylan for
tackled
it.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
You can move out of the way now if you want.
I want you to understand these are all first time watches for me. Okay? So this
And?
is my first time watch of all these Star Trek movies. So this is going to be quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to it, but also at the same time, this also is going to be it's going to be interesting. Okay. So starting at number 13, which is my least favorite of the Star Trek movies, is Star Trek: The Motion Picture. This was rough. It was a very rough start. Now, I didn't think it was I thought it was mediocre at best. Visually, it does look gorgeous, and it's nice to see the cast being in their first movie. But my gosh, it's so slow. So slow. I was so bored throughout the entire film. And that one sequence when these guys were going into the space station, they don't talk for 5 minutes. Ugh. Give me dialogue, please.
So you're gonna do your thoughts on it.
Yeah, because he's leaving.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's amazing that it succeeded and they managed to turn it into a successful franchise. Which, thank goodness, the sequels got better after the motion picture. Now coming in at number 12, it's a weird one because I gave it a lower score, but entertainment value, I would rather watch this movie more than a motion picture, and that is The Final Frontier, Star Trek V. What the fudge happened to this movie?
The Shatner.
Yeah,
happens to
Shatner's
it.
directing, and this movie felt like that they made this film when they were drunk. That's what it feels like I was watching this movie.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah, the script was bad, and also the acting is all over the place.
In the story.
But I had so much fun watching this movie. It's bad. It's a bad movie, but I'd rather laugh at it than be bored. So I'd rather watch this movie a lot more times than I'd rather watch the motion picture. I understand the worst picture winner. Totally understand that. So, but honestly, if I'm ever to watch a movie that I want to laugh at it, I still watch The Final Frontier. I'll still watch it.
Funny.
All right, number 11 is Star Trek X Nemesis. This movie was so confusing. So confusing. When Roger Ebert says that it was time to get new batteries for this franchise, yeah, that's when you know that this franchise was extremely tired.
Who said that? Ebert.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ebert said that
That's
they
not
needed new batteries for this franchise.
Why do I think when John leaves, Paul's gonna be chasing him out of the house?
This is.
It's
Here we go.
gonna be Benny Hill.
Keep going, John.
Anyways, of course, it's nice. It's nice to see the cast of Generations. I mean, doing all these movies, and the fact that this is their last movie that they did. That's sad because I just couldn't understand what was going on, and also what was up with the twin brother. I can't understand that at all. But that's what happens when I've been watching 10 movies in the past month or so. All right, now
Rookie numbers.
Overload.
All right, now coming in at number 10 is Star Trek Insurrection. Now, from here on up, I gave this film from 8 to 10 out of 10. So these are movies that I do recommend. Star Trek Insurrection, the concept is great. I really like the concept. Back going to the old age, and it's up to the Star Trek people to save the day. Really cool concept. But coming after First Contact, it's a very tough thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think it's good, but after First Contact, it's interesting. So I like the movie, but I personally think the First Contact's a little bit better. Way better, which you'll see much higher on the
It's
list.
way better.
Yeah. Number 9, Star Trek Generations. I know people were disappointed with this movie because people thought, oh, it's the crossover event, and we didn't see enough of them. I like this movie. I thought it was really, really good. I actually think it's a really, really good movie. The casting of Generations is fun to watch. The space sequence is fun. Seeing Picard and William Shatner's character come on the same screen, Kirk. It was great to see them on screen together. Even though they didn't last long, they were fun to watch. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see them on screen. I wish they'd last longer with them, but if I was like a die-hard Star Trek fan, I would be mad. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Number 8, I have Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I really liked the film. I did think it was a great farewell to the original generation of Star Trek actors. It was a great finale. I really did enjoy it a lot. So, yeah, I liked it. I guess the only reason why I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 is because I personally think that the last 3 Star Trek movies were actually better, which leads up to number 7 on my list, and that is The Search for Spock. I really loved it. It's a fun movie. I love the film. Christopher Lloyd is fun as the villain. He's great. I love Christopher Lloyd.
I want it.
Yes, which I love him as the villain. And also, the story concept is so interesting. I really like the concept. Searching for Spock, and there are multiple Spocks. It's really cool. I really like that concept. So I do think it was a great movie. Oh, God. And you get to number 6. Oh, God. Here we go. This is where things are going to get interesting from 6 through 1. Oh, God. All right. I have the Wrath of Khan at number 6.
Oh my.
Now, look. I know that almost unanimously they had it at their number 1 Star Trek movie. Totally understand that.
Because they are correct.
Well, you'd be surprised to learn that not everybody thinks the Wrath of Khan is the best Star Trek movie. I know this.
They're wrong.
I know this because I saw a couple of YouTubers that actually had that, and I thought to myself, that's understandable, at least for me anyway. Don't get me wrong. Love the movie. Full 10. Love the villain. The cast is great. Everybody get great performances. But I just like the other 5 Star Trek movies better. I'm not saying they're the best ones. I'm saying from my first time watching it, I like them more. So I love the Wrath of Khan a lot. But number 5, I love The Voyage Home a lot more. It's my favorite of the old generations. I love this movie. Flying Whales. It's great. I love this movie. It's fun.
There's nothing wrong
It's-
with 4. There's nothing wrong with 4. 4's great.
I'm keeping my comments light in my list.
Okay.
But I loved it. It's fun. I
prefer the Gajara song.
You got these Star Trek characters wanting to save the whales. I love this concept. It's great. And whales are my favorite animals, by the way. I love whales, dolphins, penguins. I love those kind of animals. And I think the cast is great. It's fun. Not a lot of action, but I'm totally fine with it. I'm into comedy, so I love the
You
film.
are a comedy.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I can't tell.
Yes.
You're really funny.
Thank you.
Wait, what?
Motherfucker.
That's usually a dad joke, of course.
I just kept saying that.
But The Voyage Home, it's my favorite of the old generations movies. So I absolutely love that. Now we get to number 4, and that is Star Trek 2009. This is where things is going to get extremely interesting from 4 through 2 on this one. Star Trek 2009. Okay, I'm going to tell you this now. This is my type of Star Trek movie that I love. More Star Wars-like.
Then watch Star Wars when you want to watch Star Wars.
As the Star Wars expert, I agree with Paul.
It's not supposed to be like Star Wars. It's different.
Yeah.
It's still like Star Trek enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like Star Trek, but except I felt like there was Star Wars action. You know, when they was doing the pew pew pew, the shot and all that stuff. See, that's my types of film. But anyway, Star Trek 2009. J.J. Abrams did a fabulous job with the directing. I love the cast. Chris Pine did great. Everybody gave great performances, and I really enjoyed Star Trek 2009. Now coming in at number 3. oh, son of a buck. Star Trek Into Darkness. I got a question to ask all you Star Trek fans. Why the fuck do you hate this movie? Seriously, people, why do you hate this film? What's
not that I
what's the
hate
problem? Look,
There are people who hate it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Bad.
All
right,
there's a huge
look,
backlash for this
yeah,
film.
look.
I'll give
What-
a rebuttal.
Okay, look. When I was looking through these Star Trek videos of people that were ranking Star Trek movies, most people had this one at the bottom of the list, like at 12 or at number 10 or at 11 or something like that. And personally, I don't get it. I personally think that Star Trek Into Darkness is a fantastic movie, and I don't know what you guys are talking about. And for all you say, oh, it's just a remake of The Wrath of Khan, I don't care.
It's not. I mean,
There's
there's
similar
certain
elements.
points that
Yeah,
are
but-
completely taken from
Yeah, honestly,
two,
I
but
don't agree
yeah.
with that. Oh, if you think that makes you mad, people, I got some more things to tell you. Get your pitchforks ready. Here I come. Benedict
Paul's getting ready to cook.
Benedict Cumberbatch that plays as Khan is my favorite Khan. I think he's the best Khan.
It is Benedict Cumberbatch, though.
Exactly.
yeah.
He's the villain, and he's great as the good guy, and also the villain. I love him as Khan in this movie. And
Paul's getting ready to just demolish him.
and people say, oh, the Khan plot twist was stupid. I don't care. I love the plot twist. I don't care what you say. So there you go. I absolutely love Star Trek Into Darkness. So that's number 3 on my list there. I knew it was
going.
good. I knew it was going to happen. All right, number 2. My favorite of the reboot trilogy is Star Trek Beyond.
Really?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I thought they.
Huh.
It's my favorite of the Star Trek reboot movies. Just to tell you about Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, the only issues I have is lens flares. Get rid of those. We don't need any more lens flares.
I do too.
I mean, lens flares. I mean, I don't mind them. I just personally it's a little too much.
You disagree with Smosh.
Yeah. Justin Lin, the director, there was not much in Star Trek Beyond. Thank goodness. But yeah, I personally loved it. I thought the action was great. I personally thought that it was a great way to end the trilogy. I know they're trying to do a 4th one, which there's some development hell with the 4th movie, which I have no idea what they're going to do with
I don't
it.
know if that movie's ever going to happen.
I don't know either.
Apparently, they've been
I want it to
moving
happen,
forward
though.
with it a little bit
I
more.
like these reboots. So.
Yeah, but Star Trek Beyond, I personally love this movie. But my number 1 favorite Star Trek movie is First Contact.
Not a bad
I
one.
loved it that much. If there's a definition for me of a perfect movie, First Contact would be on my list. I love it. The comedy, great spy elements. I love the action. The cast is great. The villain is great.
Borg.
I couldn't find anything wrong with Star Trek First Contact. I loved the whole thing. And I thought to myself, okay, the Star Trek movies are starting to get better. And then when I turned to First Contact, I watched the whole thing. I was like, okay, this is kick butt. This is good. I love it. So First Contact is my favorite Star Trek movie of all 13 Star Trek movies, which was quite a marathon.
Who goes next?
You can go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, give Paul a break.
I don't know if mine's gonna be.
I'm going to go on the record and say I'm going to go last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if mine's gonna be much better.
It's,
You're closer to me than John is.
your list is probably also better than mine. I'm just gonna say, Paul, I'm not looking at you. I won't be able to look at you in the eyes when I give my ranking.
All right, Matthew.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
In last place, The Voyage Home.
What? Why?
Okay, keep going.
Why?
I'm interested.
Already that list is wrong.
12th,
No, it's not.
It's
Shut
all
it,
subjective.
Paul.
12th Motion Picture.
Okay,
Oh, all right.
11 Search for Spock.
I'll take it.
10 Undiscovered Country.
Really?
9 Nemesis.
Okay.
8 Generation.
Okay.
7 Final Frontier.
It's that high? Whew.
6 Insurrection. 5 Beyond.
Okay.
A little bit higher than John. 4 Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
3 First Contact.
Uh-huh.
2 2009. And 1 Into Darkness.
Well, I'll admire you for putting Into Darkness at
Oh.
number 1. I'll admire you for that.
All
but
right.
but Voyage Home, no,
Dylan.
dude. No, dude. At least you gave 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, Dylan.
I'm gonna start crying.
Cry away.
You're
Cry
under
away.
such-
Hey,
you're under
John,
such
where
Do we
was
have the
that?
drop mat yet?
Let
You're
the
under such
bodies hit
pressure
the
right now.
floor.
Yeah, no, Paul, you're gonna want to body me.
Oh, you want to see the last?
Here, hold on. Let me see where.
Okay. And I did the letter coloring for the poster to make
Oh,
it
that's
like
good.
the poster.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
That's
Thank you.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
You have to look Paul dead in the eye the
You
whole
have to. You have
You're
to
looking at
make
me
eye
like it could be
contact.
the exact list or something.
Huh? No. I do not have the exact same list.
Okay.
I just want to know how bad this was going to be. Because when I say I think I have a worse list than you, I fucking mean it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's rare for anyone to have a worse list than John.
I know. All right, so we're off on a good start, at least.
Go for it.
clarification, I haven't seen Nemesis yet, so it's not on my
Fair,
list.
fair.
Also, every movie except for the Abrams movies, this is my ranking after watching them for the first time.
Okay.
So last place, 12th, is the motion picture.
I think we're mostly in
Yeah.
agreement on that.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I was like, okay, so right off the bat, I should be safe.
Yes.
Number 11 is Star Trek Beyond.
Okay. All right.
Because, okay, I enjoyed all the movies. Like, I did. Even if I didn't think some of the movies were super great, I still enjoyed them all.
God bless you.
It's just the motion picture that really fucking got me. I didn't like the motion picture.
From here on out, you mostly enjoyed these movies.
Yeah, so there's less space than there is between 11th and 12th.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot less
all right.
space.
We'll discuss after. It's just John's leaving. That's why he
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
So 11, Star Trek Beyond. Number 10, Wrath of Khan.
You motherfucker!
Damn.
You motherfucker!
Whoa.
The savage
God.
nature.
There
My
are
list is
two
safe.
people between us right now. You better count your lucky stars.
1, 2.
You're gonna be killed.
Don't worry, I think I can at least clear you. John, I don't know if I can clear.
I think there's going to be a
Dylan's
murder.
list is far worse than I like it.
Just so you know.
Thank you.
right.
Just so you know.
Okay, I think we got the worst of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that was the worst.
Just so you know, I do need another victim in Sister Sullivan, and I'm not afraid to go method with it.
Well, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Number 9, Final Frontier.
Okay.
Oh wow, really?
Makes sense.
We'll talk about it later. But number 9, Final Frontier for reasons. Number 8, First Contact.
Wow.
That's low.
Oh shit, which one is that one? Hold on. Oh, number 6 or number 7.
Yeah.
Undiscovered Country.
Okay.
Number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't laugh today.
Well, it's not numbered.
Yeah,
So,
letterbox doesn't number.
I wish mine was.
Well, yeah, there is, but
Number 6 is Insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is Star Trek 2009. Number 4 is The Search for Spock. Number 3 is Generations. Number 2 is The Voyage Home. And then number 1 is Into the Darkness. So
Wow.
that's my ranking.
So
I
pretty,
honestly thought my list was worse.
all right, Paul.
so pretty much, mine was 3. You guys will want to start to
yours
Into Darkness.
is the most divisive.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yep.
I was going to say, except for Wrath of Khan, I thought my list was probably worse.
Yeah, I knew Wrath of Khan was not going to hit well. I knew it.
Something about hitting?
That's a little different than hitting, Paul.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm not going to criticize
Okay.
his list because he's
Well.
a big Star Trek freak. So there you go.
All right, so I'm going to rank these a little bit differently than y'all did. I'm going to rank them by the generation
Okay.
as opposed to
interesting.
collectively.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in reverse. I'm going to start with the reboots, which there's only 3, you know. 2009 would be my favorite of the reboots.
Understandable.
I really enjoy it. I'll get into why later. Number 2 would be Star Trek Beyond, followed by Into Darkness.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
It's just your least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into the next generation. First Contact is my favorite. I'm going in reverse. I need to start at the bottom. Bottom, I would probably say Nemesis.
Okay.
Followed by Generations.
Yep.
Okay.
Insurrection.
Okay.
First Contact being my favorite of the new
Oh,
generation.
at least I got that part right.
The original. Least favorite unanimously. The motion picture.
There you go.
Actually, I had the Voyage Home lower.
Well,
I,
almost
man.
unanimously.
It's close.
Voyage Home would be a very close one for me as well. Undiscovered Country. Final Frontier. Search for Spock. Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
And I want to make it abundantly clear, Wrath of Khan is my favorite of the franchise as a whole.
That's fine. It's
I
my second
totally
to least
understand
favorite.
that. Totally understand that. Totally get that.
That's all I'm going to say on it for now.
It was
now.
mid.
Wait till the recording goes.
I just want to say you're the closest to me.
So what is it about Into Darkness that you both loved so much? I like the movie. Like I still enjoy a fair portion of it, but I have a lot of problems with how they handle the ending, especially, and as great as Cumberbatch is as Khan, I feel like the way they utilized him didn't really amount to a whole lot.
I was gonna say I love Cumberbatch in the role. I thought it was great. Honestly, this is a big standout for me. Just the newer ones in general, because obviously, like the other ones were essentially glorified episodes of the TV shows. Like they're like TV specials essentially done into the most expensive one of the original. The budget more than doubled for 2009. So like the better effects. Like they're so much
It's
better.
a great
effects.
looking movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it has one of my favorites. It has my favorite scene of all the Star Trek movies. When they're shooting from one ship to another.
Oh yeah,
So the
yeah,
debris
yeah.
field.
That scene
The
is
space
awesome.
dive?
Yes.
That scene is cool as fuck.
It
Yeah,
is.
that's my favorite scene in all of Star Trek that I've seen so far. Yeah, that was like that. I think even though it's not normal for the older stuff, I haven't seen the TV show, so I don't think it's ever happened. But I don't know. When Kirk dies, Spock going berserk. I feel like it was impactful, even though it wasn't norm for him.
I get the reversal didn't really work for me because I know what it was. I could just feel the weight of Wrath of Khan weighing down on the last like 20 minutes so hard.
Yeah.
That it was like distracting.
Oh, to be fair, I didn't. This is really gonna get Paul upset. When I first watched the original 10, I didn't really care for that many of them at all. The only one I really enjoyed was First Contact.
First Contact is great.
Now I enjoy it more. I actually have a hot take I'll save for later.
Oh boy.
No, you're gonna enjoy this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dylan's not.
But I had a question. Why would you put A Voyage Home last? Come on, the whales. They're trying to
That was
save
the worst part.
No, it's not.
Voyage
no, it's
Home,
not.
I love the Voyage Home because
It's not the worst part. You're wrong.
Voyage Home I love because I feel like it's the easiest one of the originals to get into if you're not like a huge Star Trek fan because they go to like contemporary times. It's fun to see. It's fun to see all the crew like in individual groups
Exactly.
interacting with the normal society. I love that because not only is it funny, it provides a lot of great character to them.
I feel like that's why I didn't like it, because it was so far removed from the other stuff.
I love it for that. I love the comedy to it.
So did I.
I like the romance between Kirk and the woman. He meets. I forget her name.
Alice.
Alice, yes.
I maybe recognized her from
love it.
Seventh Heaven when I
Chapel.
watched that show. I maybe recognized her. But you're an animal hater. That's what you are. You're a whale hater. That's what you are. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
You're what they were trying to save those whales from.
Yeah.
Yes, fear me.
The funniest part of Voyage Home for me, one of my favorite parts is when Scotty is trying to talk to the computer, and he uses the mouse.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah,
computer.
I love that scene. It's
That
great.
cracks me
I
up
love it.
every time
I
I see
love
it.
it.
That's something I'll say about the remakes too. What is with my speech lately? Remakes too. I think Simon Pegg is perfect.
I love Simon
Yes,
Pegg in that
yes.
role.
Oh, yeah, I
Yep.
forgot.
Mhm.
Simon Pegg is great. I love him.
I like Simon Pegg better than the original, without a doubt.
Okay.
Wow. Huh,
I'm
okay.
with you there. Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with anyone preferring the new cast over the original cast.
Yeah.
Like Chris Pine, and I love Chris Pine anyways. So
I think the only one of the original cast that
I really like Zachary Quino. I feel like gets a lot of hate
yeah.
Mm.
just because no one is gonna ever measure up to what Nimoy did for
Right.
that role. But
Right.
Quino I think is fantastic
Yeah.
in his own.
I love
his own
Quino,
way.
but I think of the reboot cast, the only one I actually prefer the original is Nimoy,
Okay. Yeah.
because I'm not really a Shatner fan.
really.
That's understandable.
I love Carl Urban as Bones.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg is amazing.
Yeah,
Scotty.
yeah.
Yeah. If there's one thing that William Shatner should never do, don't ever direct
And
and don't
also-
ever sing.
And also, rest in peace to Anton Yelchin,
Yes.
who played Chekhov. Also a great addition.
There's
Yes,
quite a
very.
few of them that are of the original that are gone already,
Yeah.
because they're all old.
Shatner's like one of the only ones left.
Shatner, Takei,
And he's almost 100.
Yeah.
Shatner's 93, Takei is 87, and who was the last one? I want to say it was Scotty who's still Scotty's dead.
Yeah. When did DeForest Kelly die?
He
Quite a while
died
back,
in
didn't he?
1997, I believe.
That
Yeah.
was Bones, right?
Yeah. Bones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Have a good night, guys. I'll see you guys next
Nichelle
time.
Nichols is gone.
See, John?
There was one more I'm thinking of. Nimoy's gone.
Yep.
I can't remember
That
who
was
the
one
last
of the,
one
that
was.
was one of the saddest
Yeah.
losses of recent times.
Yeah.
There was one more, and I can't remember for the life of me who the last cast member is.
What'd you say?
There's one more, and I cannot remember for the life of me who the last main cast member is. Oh, Chekhov is still alive. In the
Chekhov
original.
is still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
See you.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's Chekhov, Kirk, and
Okay.
Takei. They're still alive. Yeah.
Oh my.
I sent that to Paul the other day.
Yes.
He sent me something. I was like, oh my.
hmm
I can't hear the name Takei without thinking about that. I really can't.
I mean, it's impossible.
It is.
There's a scene in The Big Bang Theory. I'll get into this real quick because that
I
involves
mean,
him.
it's like separating Excelsior from Stan Lee.
Right.
There's a scene in The Big Bang Theory where Howard's getting he's about to have some alone time,
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I
remember
gotcha.
this.
and he's dreaming of Katie Sackhoff.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
he's thinking about Bernadette still, and she's like, I think maybe you're confused. And George Takei shows up. He's like, someone say confused? And Katie Sackhoff's like, not that kind of confused.
No, I want to talk about Final Frontier. Like the whole. I mean, Shatner directed it, and Shatner, of course, we owe so much to for the impact of Star Trek on culture.
Mm.
And I will admit, Shatner's not the greatest actor.
He got
He's
better
not- he's
throughout
not.
the films, though.
He's great as the role, clearly.
Yes.
But directing wise, writing wise, no.
No, if you want bad Shatner, listen to his music.
Yeah.
His spoken word albums.
Shatner, because Leonard Nimoy directed 3 and 4, and I think Nimoy did a great job, especially with 4.
Yeah.
Going from 4 to 5, like the story is just. I mean, it's almost like it's written for frickin' like 5-year-olds. Like it's something. It's just ridiculous. Like
I enjoyed the concept.
I mean, it's an interesting concept, but not executed well at
Right.
all. And there's just so many parts in Star Trek V. They're just. Why would you put this in here? Like the Uhura dance when she. Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh my God! Like, why? You know
I
what
don't
I'm ta-
remember this.
It's
yeah.
when
She's at like the top
they
of
get
sand dune distracting.
Uhura's at the top of the
guards.
sand dune trying to. She's got like a giant like what do you call it? Like the giant leaf from like a coconut tree or
Yeah, like
something
palm
that.
leaves and shit.
Like a palm tree thing,
Yeah.
and she's dancing with that, and there's this weird song going on, and she's trying to distract these two guys. And I'm like, what is this, Shatner? What are you doing?
I don't have the most attention to detail because I did power through all of them in 1 week.
Okay,
So some of it kind of runs
5
together.
yeah, 5 for me is just. For me, it's like the Batman and Robin of like the original films. It's just like there's
Such a quality movie.
There's just so much wrong with it. The whole, I don't have a problem with like the whole God concept.
That was
but
what I enjoyed. Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't like at all how it was done at all. So, yeah.
Honestly, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked Final Frontier.
It-
Like I said, like the gap between the first 11 of my rankings, it's not very large. So even though I put it third to last, I still liked it. Like I like the God thing. I do understand the criticism about Uhura's dance. That was fucking weird.
and
That
there's a
that
few
came out of
other things,
nowhere.
too. Like in the
I-
the twist, I don't understand the twist at all with what they do with the God thing. Like,
It wasn't a
It's-
god.
but and that's the thing too. Like, it's like what's the villain's name in the movie? Spock's half brother.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
I'm
It's
sorry,
Scylla
someone-
or Sylar.
something like that. It's like
Saren?
when
No.
I don't understand what they were going for with that.
Speaking of Sylar, I think we should do a special on heroes sometime.
Please.
That's up for you guys.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
But yeah, I think we all can agree First Contact is awesome. It's definitely the favorite of the Next Generation movies. So many mixed opinions on the first 6, aside from us all agreeing that motion picture is a flaming pile of dog doo doo.
Mhm.
But yeah, God, only 10 for Wrath of Khan.
11, actually, I believe.
11,
No,
I-
Final Frontier was 10.
Okay,
Paul's guttural's coming up on the.
man, putting those two roughly neck to neck is it's alien to me.
It's criminal, is what it is.
But
I want to call the police.
But I now going back to the reboots, I prefer Beyond over Into Darkness way more because, because I initially before I saw Beyond, I was really skeptical because it was J.J. Abrams parted from it to do Star Wars, of course, and the Fast and Furious guy was taking on Star Trek. I was like, what are we doing here? And then the trailers didn't help at all because I remember everyone hated the trailers for Star Trek Beyond. But then when you actually watch the movie, it's like this actually it's a little bit more fast paced than the other two movies are, but
Yeah.
it actually, to me, I like that it felt more like a movie length version of a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
I
You can-
actually really like that.
You can tell it was the Fast and Furious director
and
doing it.
And it was also written
With the
by
speed.
It was also written by or co-written by Simon Pegg.
Okay.
who you can tell is a huge Star Trek fan.
Yes, yeah.
And it also introduces one of the best characters of recent Star Trek, which is Sophia Boutella
Yeah.
as that character, who is awesome. She's awesome. And also, you can't go wrong with Idris Elba as
Right.
Yeah,
As the
I
villain.
fucking love you yourself. Oh my god.
And can we go over it has one of the funniest scenes, especially for music fans.
is that the Beastie Boys thing.
Yes.
I know a lot of people have problems with the Beastie Boys part. I love it.
That is one of my
I
favorite
love
scenes
it.
in sci-fi.
Yes. Wow! Oh my god.
Is this classical music? Yes, I believe it is.
Because that was the thing that everyone hated about the trailer, because we didn't have context yet. But it was like when you actually watch the movie and you have the context, and you're like, oh yeah,
that
This-
was amazing.
yes, love that scene.
I need to give a rewatch. I'm totally spacing on that scene.
Watch it again.
Spacing.
I already said that earlier.
I wasn't here.
True. Yeah, so I'd give it to him. If he wasn't here to get it. He didn't hear me.
Wait, huh?
I
I-
made that joke earlier about spacing out, and he wasn't here to hear it, so he should get the point too.
Add it up.
I should get the
I
point.
No, Paul.
Yeah,
Oh,
I appreciate that.
okay. I'm gonna give it to Paul.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
That's all I had to discuss. I
Okay.
think
211.
made my points.
I fucking loved The Voyage Home. It was my favorite of the originals.
It's so watchable too.
It is. I think part of the reason why I really liked the Star Trek movies, because I'm not a Star Trek fan. Obviously, I'm super Star Wars, which you can be both, but I'm not a Trekkie. I have watched Lower Decks, which I fucking love. Lower Decks, it's my favorite Star Trek thing I've seen. I watched Strange New Worlds. I've watched a handful of episodes of the original series and Next Generation, but after that, I haven't really watched a whole lot outside these movies.
Is Strange New World still active?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Still
we could.
going.
I don't know when
Yeah.
season 3 is gonna premiere.
I'll catch up on that so we can review that.
Yeah, it's good. I really like it. They left it off on a cliffhanger.
Okay.
I'm interested in what they're gonna do with it because there's been some drama or controversy with the main dude, Anson Mount.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Talk about it later.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, talk about it later.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that right now. But I like weird shit. Voyage Home worked.
It's the one of the most lighthearted of the movies, and
Yeah.
that's why it works.
I liked honestly. I like that entire sandwich. I like 3 all the way through Final Frontier, because of the reason of it's the people from the show that are like the driving force behind it.
Yep.
Like they're more
Shatner and
creative and in the
Nimoy.
process. Yeah. So I feel like they all get each other a lot better. I feel like a lot of it's a lot more fluid. Also, I really like the comedy a lot more of that entire sandwich. I just feel like it's like that's where Pine and Urban and Quinto, they all got their shit from. It is that's how they were written in the new trilogy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I fucking love that. I think one of the big reasons why I like the movies was because I fucking love Futurama. And the amount, I'm so glad that we did this episode to make me watch these fucking movies, because now I can get a lot more shit. Because as I was watching, I was like, oh, that was in this episode. Oh, that was in this episode.
Star Trek
this, that, and the other.
Voyage Home actually does feel like a live-action version of like a Futurama episode.
It does. I just fucking loved it. And like part of that is just like Matt Groening. Like he's I guess now he's
Groening.
the reason why Groening.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pronounced Groening.
Sorry.
There you go.
Matt Groening. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I owe the fact that I really like Star Trek stuff, or I'm starting to really like Star Trek stuff, to Matt Groening. That's fucking weird. The fact that he was parroting shit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no." Oh, that's the reason why my list was the way it was. Like my ranking is I've said it before, but just in case anybody's tuning in for the first time, the way that I do my rankings is it's a mix of how well of a film it is and how well of a movie I think it is. Like Wrath of Khan is fucking amazing. It's the best one of the originals.
Yep.
I'm not stupid. I see that. And obviously, if there's so many fucking people that believe it, it's got to be true. But for me, the reason why Wrath of Khan was so low was because even though I could tell that it was a good film, it didn't completely sell me. I
All right.
Again, motion picture was a fucking motion
It was
picture.
fucking boring.
I want to try the director's cut. I want to see how that was, because for a while I wasn't wanting to give it like a rating.
There's only so much time you can devote to shots that go on for so long, of going through like weird like space tunnels and shit, and not having any kind of real character going on at the same time. Like, like you're not. It's trying to be like Stanley Kubrick, and that's not what Star Trek is.
That's what I was gonna say. It was like a knockoff of 2001.
That's what they were trying to do,
Yeah.
and it just didn't work.
The thing about the motion picture that I can't admire, which I feel like none of us have really said anything good about the motion picture. So
There's
I'm gonna,
good elements to it, but like it's just not an enjoyable movie.
No.
Yeah, I was bored to tears watching it. I'll say that's the reason why there's such a massive fucking gap. I will appreciate why it's that way though. Like, yes, I agree. They were trying to get the same fucking vibe as 2001, 100%.
Yeah.
But another factor of it was the fact that the show had been off the air for about 9 years
Yep.
at that point.
Yeah.
So they wanted to give the audience what they've been waiting for 9 years. They want
Yeah, but
hold on.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
wanted
okay.
to give it time. They wanted to be like, hey, these people or the people who made the show are coming back. Hey, you came back to watch this. Like, let's give you all the fucking glorification possible, because it was glorified. It was. That's how it was written. It was written to be glorified. Like, that's just what it was. It was supposed to be fan service. So I wouldn't I can't I don't want to bash any of these movies, even like parts that I didn't like. I don't really want to bash them because I didn't grow up with the shows.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've only seen a handful of episodes from Next Generation and Original.
Yep.
I really haven't watched a whole lot of that shit. I didn't start getting into Star Trek until this past year. Like it's been hard for me, and so I don't want to say something fucking wrong, I guess. Even though you can't really say anything wrong about a movie.
Yeah, I think the problem with the approach that motion picture took is that, and I think a few people, some people have a lot of people have said this. The original series, it could be considered slow by modern standards, but it's like the original series relied on ideas and character. And the motion picture, it seemed like they were trying to rely on atmosphere and like spectacle, and that's not really what they were going, like what the original was going for. That's what I think.
Yeah, I feel like the motion picture, like, they tried to make it grain and scale like 2001, but like, I like slow movies. This never picked up.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I like movies that are slow and eventually they get intense towards the end. I could say Blade Runner 2049 is a good example of that. Like, the last like hour is really intense.
But every moment in that movie matters.
Right.
There's so many moments in the motion picture that can just be cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul, you ready to let loose the beast?
All right. So, I'm actually going to try to condense this a little bit, because if y'all let me go full nerd, we're going to be here for a while. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey with Star Trek.
Do it.
So,
Do it.
of course, I grew up on Star Wars. Star Wars, aside from Spider-Man, was like the first bigger franchise that I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Of course, Spider-Man at that time wasn't necessarily a franchise. But Star Wars, I fell in love with it. I didn't really... After that, whenever I was a kid, there was only 2 movies in the Spider-Man
I know.
series.
I just you.
Well, there
Sorry,
was, like,
go. I don't want to interrupt or anything. Just
several
go ahead.
shows and cartoons. It was already.
I hadn't seen any of the cartoons.
Oh,
I
saw those
was
before.
unaware.
I saw those before I saw the movies.
So anyway, after Star Wars Part 3, there wasn't really any movies that I connected with. And I mean, I watched horror movies as a kid a lot, but I didn't really connect with any of them. Never connected with any of the characters, especially. But then my mother and I started going to the drive-in theater more often, and I started paying a little bit more attention to the movies we were watching. And the one that like really got me invested was 2009. We saw it at the drive-in, and I absolutely fell in love with Star Trek. So at that point, of course, was whenever the rewatches started. Now, part of my love for Star Trek actually has nothing to do with the series itself or the movies. It has to do. Hear me out, everyone, please. Has to do with William Shatner because of his story, his personal life story, and how Star Trek kind of saved him.
Okay.
I connected with that because at that point, no further elaboration, I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed to see that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And so whenever I learned of what he had been going through and how Star Trek really gave him that boost, I connected not just with him, but with the character, with the series. Shatner, of course, is not the world's greatest actor.
Yeah, he's.
But again,
But-
he got better throughout the film.
did.
He is an
He did.
he is an icon for a reason.
Yes, absolutely. And, so that's a very large part of why I connected so much with the movies and the stories within the movies. I could talk about each story from each movie, but I'll digress until I can do a longer episode where I'm here earlier.
I was gonna say, should we just record a special where we just let you go off,
We might have to do that, yes.
Yeah.
like Dylan with the Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yes,
2
yes.
weeks ago?
You cut me off though. Let's not cut Paul off.
So,
What?
For me, as far as characters go, I always connected with the Spock character.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Spock is one of the greatest characters ever created.
I agree.
A large part of that is Leonard Nimoy. Yes.
I can do it. I can only do it with my right hand. I can't do it with my left.
That's all that I feel needs said about Spock. One of the greatest characters ever created. Leonard Nimoy portrayed Spock perfectly.
And I think rewatching Wrath of Khan last night, and I I really thought about what it was that made Spock like the household favorite for
Mhm.
like almost everyone who watched Star Trek. I think the thing is, even though Kirk is the main character of the franchise, or is the captain and leading character, I think we love characters that may not that learn and gain humanity across a story
Yeah.
rather than someone who already has that. Like for example, we love watching the Terminator 2 because, and we love watching Arnold in that because we're gradually seeing them become more in line with humanity, and we're seeing them, for lack of a better term, growing emotion and focusing less on logic. So I think that's the main reason why Spock is so beloved. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and why Leonard Nimoy is so beloved.
Yeah, I agree with that. I fully see that. Yeah.
I will say to kind of like compare, because I did my list how I did for a very specific reason. It's because I don't want to compare casts.
Understandable.
But the one bridge that I do want to bring up with that is obviously no one's ever going to touch Nimoy
right.
as Spock. No one ever will. That's okay. We got several amazing performances from him. But what I will say about the new cast is that, much like with the Three Stooges, they all were very respectful
Yep.
towards the original source material.
Right.
They all were very respectful to the original characters and the original portrayals, I felt.
And Nimoy, when he was around and when he saw, because he was in Into Darkness in 2009, he loved what Quinto did
Yeah.
with the role. Like he in some areas he said Quinto did it better than I did. So when you have the original guy saying that, you did something right.
Yeah.
Right.
That is rare, too.
And Shatner said the same thing about Pine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely of the camp that I prefer the reboot cast. All sentiments with Leonard Nimoy being there. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I that was Paul. That was one thing that I figured you were doing with your list was the fact that you didn't want to compare these
Yeah.
different eras,
Yeah.
basically. That's what I figured that you were doing. So
I
well, I
just
got
don't
that
think,
figured out.
I mean, I know that y'all did, and I feel like, even though I strongly despise a couple of certain rankings
Yeah,
from a couple
John,
of certain
God.
people,
Just call them out.
I feel that y'all did very well considering that you mixed the generations. I feel like y'all still did very well with your rankings. Of course, not that my opinion on it even matters, but that is why I did that. I don't like, personally, I don't like mixing generations of a franchise.
Yeah.
I feel it becomes more divisive that way, so I feel like it's better for me to rank by generation. Now, as far as the future of Star Trek goes, I am hoping that we get 4.
That'd be cool.
That's right.
Obviously, I think as long as there is still that fan base, I think that we will get more movies. It may take a while.
The cast certainly isn't getting younger.
No. And honestly, it may become a situation where they end up having to do another reboot, which is what I'm a little afraid of.
Just skip to the
But-
next generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you already rebooted the original cast.
Yeah,
Why
reboot
not-
Next Generation.
Why not take on Next Generation? Find good new people who can play Picard, Worf, all those guys.
Yeah.
I think I might have a hot take on that.
Well, you can't really.
It's not gonna be a hot take to me. I'm apparently king of hot takes.
Most of them are. Most of them are live.
I don't think that anyone will strongly disagree with what I'm about to say.
Not as bad as what I'm about to say after you're done.
Okay.
You're within chopping range, just for the record. Anyway, recasting Picard,
I'm not sure.
That'd be really difficult to do.
it would be.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
know
even gonna
who
say
I
what was
think?
thinking.
You know who I think would do as well as possible as Picard? Hear me out.
I have a joke answer, but
Hear me out. James McAvoy.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
I
100%.
was gonna say
100%.
Mark Strong as Picard.
Okay.
That would be really
Not
good too.
just because bald, but I feel like Mark Strong. First of all, I love Mark Strong, but I mean, I feel like he and Sir Patrick Stewart both have similar, characteristics as actors. They can both play the strong leader, and they can also play someone who's weighed down by a lot of pressure.
I had my thought, but after about 8 seconds, it's like, this is
Say
horrendous.
it. Say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
You can't
Do
just
it.
say I had a thought and then I'm not going to say it.
You already said
Say
your
it.
ranking. Just do it.
It's because he was bald. That's why I thought of it. But I realized how bad it sounds.
Say it.
Jason.
Please. Wow.
No, I got you beat. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That would be a John take.
We need
That would be.
data back. We need the. Shut up, Wesley.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that would
Oh.
be horrible. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, that would be. That would be a fun episode to do sometime. Worst fan cast ever.
John already did
John
that.
have to lead the episode, man. He's the chief of it. He's
Garrett
the king
wasn't
of
a
that
part
shit.
of it. Garrett wasn't a part of
I
that
was not.
episode where John said Vin Diesel as Bane.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was too good.
I had to troll back a little bit and I said, all right, if we have Vin Diesel as Bane, we need Ralph Macchio as Batman.
Did you hear about Mark Strong?
No.
Rumor is he's playing Mr. Freeze in The Penguin.
He's in like
Oh,
4 different
nice.
DC things.
Yeah.
I mean, cool.
I mean, good for him. He's getting the
He
money.
They should have found a way to continue him as Sinestro.
You want to know who else needs to be in the new Star Trek movies? Austin Butler.
Yes.
Yep.
What if he played the new Spock? Oh wait, we were doing Next Generation.
Data?
Oh yeah,
Riker.
who could
Oh, Riker.
who could be a new Data? You know,
Fuck.
Oh,
I mean,
I gotta think.
who could replace Brent Spiner?
It
Someone with
Huh.
comedic chops,
yeah.
but someone who can play monotone in a way that is entertaining.
Not Timothy Chalamet because he's already in Dune.
Oh no, absolutely not. He
No.
would not fit in that.
No, no,
mold.
no, no,
No.
no.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård.
for Data.
Yeah, I could see it. He's got chops. He's got range.
I'm not
Two,
saying that. It's just,
I feel like a comparison between the fandoms is a comparison between 3PO and Data, even though they're not super similar from what I can tell. That's one thing I've seen people pitting the two of them against each other. So when I look at that, first of all, you have to look at who's going to be good underneath that fucking makeup.
Yep.
Like, I'm not saying that looks are a whole thing, but that makeup's not going to work on everybody.
no. It won't.
I think that
Data or lore.
I think that Bill Skarsgård has the experience with
Makeup.
extensive makeup times. Yeah.
He does. for sure.
So first of all, there's that. Second of all, there's conveying the proper emotions through the makeup, which again he has the chops for. 3, I think that he fits the bill for what would take for being a good Data. Like it's the line delivery, it's the believability, it's just overall chops.
Hear
Like,
me out.
I think he's got it.
John David Washington to replace LeVar Burton.
That I can see that.
Oh damn. Okay.
As Worf, yes.
Do I keep touching your foot?
Yes.
Sorry.
Touching me.
No.
That would be-
Stop.
You.
Stop. Stop.
That's actually that is a great idea. For that role.
I don't know about Worf though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If you really want to give the Star Wars fans a riot, have Natalie Portman play the female lead officer, Riker's wife.
Oh,
Damn. Damn it.
Sydney, have it played by Sydney Sweeney. No.
You know,
I'm not
that's-
gonna complain.
That's probably what it'd be. Let's be honest.
I won't complain.
Yeah, figures. Butthole. Man, I had one for Riker. I forget what it was.
Which one's Riker?
The dude with the beard, black
Yeah.
hair.
Oh, Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He directed a couple of
Yeah,
them too.
Yeah, he
directed
did.
First Contact, which
Yeah.
was awesome.
Did Insurrection too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see Insurrection, so.
I will say, y'all did Insurrection nerdy. I think Insurrection was good. I don't think
was.
it's as good as a bunch of the other ones, but it's good.
Where were we?
I don't want to hear it.
What am I
Wrath of
thinking?
Khan at 11.
We were trying to figure out who would be a good fan cast for Worf.
I don't have one for Worf. I do
wait,
have
who
one
plays
that I'm
Worf
thinking
again?
of.
I don't know. He's the
Michael
Klingon,
Dorn.
though. Yeah.
Okay, I if I got that wrong, I'm not well versed in the Next Generation as, who did LeVar Burton play?
Jordy.
Jordy.
That's what
Yeah,
it is.
LaForge. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, keep going.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't really got one for
Hmm.
Worf. So
What if Chris Hemsworth get another shot at Star Trek?
Chris Hemsworth as Worf.
I don't know.
I don't.
I think he. Man, it's too bad Carl Urban. I would say Carl Urban for
Yeah.
Riker, but
My the Riker that's playing in my head constantly now is Oscar Isaac. I think he's got the really proper charisma for
that's
it.
a good idea.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac I could see.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac does not get enough love.
Nope. Even though he's been casted in so many major fucking projects these past few years.
I think he's
Holy
been
shit.
wasted a little too much, though.
He has been.
He was wasted as Apocalypse.
Yeah, that was.
You got any more thoughts, Paul?
Yeah, you're the Trekkie here, Paul.
And I.
Yeah.
Last thing. What would y'all's thoughts be if we had Chris Evans as Kirk?
As Kirk?
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
You know what?
Hell, I would even say Chris Evans as Riker.
Okay.
That wouldn't be too bad. You know what? That
I mean,
wouldn't
he
be
had the
bad.
beard in Infinity War.
Yeah. You know what? I could actually see I could see it.
Yeah,
I really could. All right, guys, we got our Worf, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I know I made the joke earlier, but this is a better joke.
Dave Bautista.
Yes.
It's Dave Bautista.
That is actually
Yes.
really good.
Yes, it is.
Batista's Worf. Yes.
It could work.
Yeah, that
It
I
could
actually
work.
do see.
I don't know if he would
could
wanna
buy
do it.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if he
I don't know
wants-
after Drax.
I don't know if he'd ever want to do that much makeup again.
Yeah.
After Drax, yeah.
but, you know,
Yeah.
wishful thinking.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, honestly.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna put the microphone in front of you one day, put the camera directly in front of you, and just let you go off.
Yeah. Honestly.
Even if it's a 3-hour video, just go off.
3 hours a little generous.
Yeah.
Y'all
this
would want to block out the entire day.
this has been our Star Trek episode. We thank you for watching.
Kind of insane episode. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Make sure to leave feedback. Make sure if you're checking this out on an audio only platform, please make sure to rate us and make sure to share us to your with your friends. It helps us grow as a podcast.
We actually have 5 stars on Spotify.
Hell yeah!
I've been forgetting to upload the episodes to Spotify. I need to go back and upload the last few.
What?
I noticed that.
I've been remembering the YouTube when I do it. I keep forgetting about Spotify because we've been so focused on
I
YouTube.
noticed that. I went to look because I like to re-listen to the episodes
Yeah.
sometimes.
I'm gonna do it on Tuesday.
And I was
I'm gonna
like,
get them all.
wait, there's like 4 or 5 episodes missing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that Tuesday.
Yeah, that shows that I don't re-listen to our episodes.
Yeah, I completely spaced it out. I remembered it the other day while I was at work. It's like, oh crap.
Oh shit.
We will have them up by Tuesday afternoon, though. They'll be all up. We have our X-Men 97 review.
Yep.
Yes.
We have this episode, and Paul, Dylan, and I are going to record something real quick in a little bit. Real quick, like 20-minute video, maybe. Yeah, we thank you for watching. I can give you next week's trivia.
Nope.
It will be 60s horror.
60s
Oh.
horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
This might be one I actually have a shot at.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very far from the finish line on that one.
I wish it was 70s horror though. I'd love to.
I'll
I'd have
do
a
that
slightly
eventually.
better chance.
Next week is blockbuster movies from the 90s.
Heck yeah.
All the popcorn fun movies from the 90s.
Well,
Yeah,
You don't want to miss a thing.
I'm crafting
a
up a
hint.
good bit for next episode.
That's a hint and a joke.
Everything is a joke. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Keep checking out more episodes we got going. Definitely start checking out from our Dune episode on out. We've really been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good recently.
We have a lot of good stuff coming up. We will see you next week.
See you next week.
We have been the Cinema Asylum Podcast. You guys were awesome.